Hello, you negligent nobodies, and welcome to our annual podcast, this year's edition being our top games of 2020. I'm your host, James, and I'm here with one of my co-hosts, the masculine Mexican manatee, Matthew Montoya.
Dude, like, that's such a beautiful way to introduce me, man. Like, I'm honored.
I've been
I'm
sitting
touched.
on that intro for,
I'm
weeks.
touched, man.
I am astonished.
Hey, shut the fuck up!
And we are also joined by the terrible tub of turpentine, Terrell.
When did you come up with these?
Did you happen to think of one for yourself, even though you knew you weren't going to say anything?
No.
Okay.
God,
No.
please come up with one for yourself.
I
And
mean,
just
I tried to think
switch.
of one, just... the alliterations were just so good for you guys.
It was that was perfect. I loved that so much. Oh my god.
The jolly jar of juice.
The jolly jar. I would say more jam than juice.
I mean, I'm
I
the
do
one.
love jam.
I'm the one with the juice. Okay, it just keeps dripping off me. I can't stop it.
You were overly
As
sweaty.
manatees have.
Oh, that's true.
Oh god.
Alright, so for this video, we're going to be going in turns and telling each other about our favorite games from 2020. We're going to start with Terrell, and then go with Matthew, and then myself.
So, question: are we going bottom to top or top to bottom?
I mean, I don't have mine in any particular order. I'm just going to talk about it when I feel like I want to talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I guess if you have an order, bottom to top, but I don't really care.
All right. So at the bottom, the bottom of my list, I actually have Half-Life Alyx.
Heyo.
That game literally makes VR feel fucking worth
Wait.
it.
That
100%.
came out last year.
2020.
2020 March.
I thought it felt like it came out in
March.
2019.
It came out in March, guys.
Oh,
it
came
came
out in
out
March?
just before.
Okay, that makes sense.
It came out like right after Animal Crossing, which also feels like it came out in 2019.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
didn't.
that's
It
a
came
little
out
disgusting.
before everything else happened.
I also
Tho-
have it on my
those two
list,
were the
but I've
turning
got
point.
like a lot. I've got more than 3, so I'm fine. But so we'll just talk about it. We'll discuss it.
Yeah, okay. To talk to you about Half-Life Alyx, what did you think? I want to hear your opinions because I
thought-
established mine in my videos.
Shit sucked.
Fucking horrible, man. I thought that beyond it being an amazing VR experience, I'm just glad that Half-Life exists again.
That Valve can still
That
make
that
an
Valve,
amazing game.
yeah, that Valve makes games, but just the way that they handled everything. The main thing I'm gonna praise is their accessibility for that game. There's there's a variety of movement options. They have they addressed common VR problems like ladders. Because if you ever played Boneworks, don't climb up ladders.
Oh god,
You're gonna be
I
stuck
did when
there
you
for a
reviewed,
while.
yeah.
There wasn't
you're
a
gonna-
problem.
you're gonna
I
be
haven't
stuck there
played
for a while.
Boneworks. I played the Star Wars Vader Immortal.
And there's
And
ladders.
that one, there's ladders, and you grab it, and then you pull yourself, and you
you-
feel it move in you,
And-
but you're not.
No,
moving
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about when you get to the top and you have to push your entire body under you just so you can get your virtual legs high enough to get over onto the ledge.
Oh, that wasn't a problem in a Vader's Immortal. And that's
Okay.
kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want to play Boneworks is because I had heard it was a great
Yeah.
game, but the fact that you
It-
had a
it-
complete body made it unaccessible.
It makes it a bit difficult, yeah. Half-Life Alyx, though, it's good because you could get to the top. It'll teleport you to the top. It's also
Yeah.
kind of lazy because you could grab one bar, let go, and it'll just zoom you all the way to the top.
Zoom. Oh wow!
But yeah,
that
I
really
would
made
s-
a difference on my mic.
Yeah, I would just say the accessibility and just the fact that it wasn't a gimmick. It felt like a real game.
Yeah, it felt like that they made a game. They didn't make a tech demo for VR. They made a game for VR.
Honestly, the only thing I would have them do is make the chapters only a little bit shorter, so you have solid places to stop, because VR is not something that a lot of people can stay in for a long time.
That was the first.
Make it more bite-sized.
That was the game I was able. That was like the first game I ever put multiple hours in a VR experience. Mm-hmm. Like every other one, it was like, yeah, 30 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours if I'm really into it. Like if I'm just fucking crushing it in Beat Saber levels of like, yeah. I just want to keep exercising. If I want to push it today. This is obviously during COVID.
Well, Half-Life Alyx is also a game where,
right?
You move through the game world and you don't move, in the real world. So if you're susceptible to motion sickness,
it fucks with you.
My motion sickness got fucking beat out of me through Boneworks, so it doesn't mess with me anymore. But
I use teleport in my review and to get the best experience for me in Half-Life Alyx, because I tried to do the whole walking with like the joystick and moving your legs and stuff, and I still made myself motion sick, like horrendously.
Once you get past that, it's way better. Like, I'm not saying force yourself to go through it, because it sucks. Don't be me, but it's way better. In my opinion.
I was able to really immerse myself even with the teleporting, because of how well done it was and how optimized it was. Like, it was optimized to have you move around and do everything like that. But it also allowed for, it didn't take anything away by doing a different movement option or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, I mean, even with that, like, just the presentation of the entire fucking, like, the UI specifically.
Those gravity gloves have changed VR for me, and I feel like they now need to become not just a thing exclusive to Valve games. These need to be an industry standard.
Especially because not everyone has room scale setups.
Well, yeah, and even then, in my room with my setup, even when I have it so it should pick up the ground, it can't. So I go to grab something off of the ground and my hand can't reach it because it doesn't know what to track. So it annoys me to no end when I'm like playing something else, when I drop something and I just look at it and I'm just like, well, that's that.
Super hot.
Yeah, like super hot, like
super hot.
Fucking Triple H.
I need to play that in not VR because I love it in VR so much. I need to play it.
Yeah, honestly,
I thought Super Hot was super boring in not VR. I haven't tried it in VR, but
it's underwhelming.
The game itself did not do anything for me.
I feel like there's a weird delay.
Damn it, Matthew.
Bringing that internet nobody's quality.
You know us and you love us for it, BB. By
the way, you guys didn't say anything about negligent nobodies.
I thought that was true. It's good. Keep that.
Because no one watches our shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that. Keep that. Keep that. Negligent nobodies. I like it. Keep that.
All right.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Anyway.
So, is that it for Half-Life Alyx?
Oh, I love that no matter what headset you play it on, it's going to be a good experience.
Yes, they made it and they took into account every possible headset. Like, it wasn't...
Because
the best
you
experience is on theirs.
You played it on the
original Rift. And
that's
it
like
still
ancient
was a great
by VR
experience.
standards.
Yeah, and it was still a great experience. And I was like, there's more pixels that I can see. But I pick up the gun, I hear Russell talk, and then I shoot the zombie. And I'm just like... That feels good. It feels like Spider-Man. It feels like you are there.
You have the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
Oh my god,
I hate that so much.
Yeah, it's bad.
As soon as I got like through all those big like the first couple chapters where it's all the tunnels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you finally get back into daylight, I actually had to stop, save the game, and take a break because I had been trapped. I felt like I had been trapped in those tunnels for so long that like my brain was like, I'm gonna just take a rest here, and I sat down and I just kind of took off the headset and went, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I was. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Nope.
Okay. The biggest thing that the biggest hurdle I would say we have for VR right now is, one, making it accessible to more and more people, and two, conditioning those people to play a VR game like a VR game. Because I found multiple times where I would just, like, stand behind cover like in a traditional game, and then I'm still getting shot because my head's fucking aiming at the people and still looking at them because it's not a fucking third-person camera. It's a fucking...
Right. Oh,
And then you
I
have
had
to condition yourself to crouch behind the cover or whatever.
Dude, I would be the fat guy, and I see enemies, I see cover, I teleport behind it, and then I fucking flopped. I would flop onto the ground. It was funny to watch, I was told.
So I just have to say, Terrell started talking about tunnels and stuff right after, we were talking about, the swagger of a black teen.
Yep.
For a moment, when you were talking about the tunnels, I thought you were talking about Spider-Man. I was very confused. Like, I played through that game twice, and I don't remember that.
Do you have the swagger, James?
He's too immersed.
Oh, clearly I do not.
I mean, he's trying. He's played Miles Morales 2 times. Every day he watches Spider-Verse. He's trying.
he's
have
trying
the
to
fucking
have
platinum
that
trophy
swag.
in it, like...
Oh, God.
Insomniac's on point.
Insomniac is doing a good job.
I will say, I am very glad I waited until I remastered to play Spider-Man PS4. Because
Really, you'd say you're glad?
I am glad because I had no story spoilers besides, Doc Ock, but he's Dr. Octavius and he's a comic book character everyone knows.
Yeah.
And the hardware jump, I think it just made the experience a lot better. Especially because I'm a frame rate
his
snob.
face?
Oh,
Did you play in the 4K or did you play in the 120 or in the 60?
They're both 4K.
I know, but did you play it with HDR?
I played 60.
Without?
Yeah, I played 60.
Turn on HDR and just play for it for a little bit. It's not as smooth, but that way you can just see how good it is. How good the devs did.
I mean,
it feels just as good.
You don't even need to because it only outputs to 1080p on my monitor anyway. And they released a a ray tracing 60 FPS mode
for 1080p.
Yeah, for 1080p.
Shit, I might have to.
And honestly, let's be honest.
And since that's the only mode I've gone with. I don't notice a particular difference because you're swinging through the city, you can't fucking stare at shit.
Yeah.
But in the cutscenes, things do look better.
And let's be honest, I mean, minus all the technical tweaks and everything, like, Spider-Man PS4 looked great.
It did.
Oh, also, load times. Holy shit.
It's so nice.
I bet those
isn't
are
it?
nice.
It's like 2 seconds, 3 seconds max. It's amazing.
Oh.
That being said, for me, with those games, I never, took the subway or anything, so reload would only
Same.
happen if
because I would imagine if you were to... on the PS4, you could probably swing faster than you could fast travel.
Oh, you can. By far.
Yeah.
But
still, I mean, I never found a whole lot of use for.
I never
understood
understood why there was fast travel in the game. Like, I want to swing from place to place.
The movement system isn't really. I don't know why I started with that. The movement system is great. Why would you not want to use it?
Exactly.
It's really fun. I wish there was more depth to it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
And they put in the tricks just because they know how fun it is.
And honestly, I'm worried about my fucking trigger after playing that game.
Did you ever notice, by the way, Matthew, sorry, James, you won't have experienced it.
Fuck
Did
you,
James. Did you ever notice when you pull the trigger, it adds the tension right at the very end as if you were squeezing it on your palm?
It does. But
and
I
it's
feel
great.
Yeah, it is great. Except
you're
for the
worried
fact
about
that
the triggers breaking, right?
Yeah, I'm paranoid. I was paranoid before they started breaking.
You felt that it shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
You know what honestly worries me? I got a Black Ops code.
No, don't.
The recoil and the trigger on there, you can fight it. Because it tries to push back against you, but if you play like we used to back in the day. You can fight the resistance, and then it's just trying to kick against a finger that won't let it.
Yeah, just turn
You
that
have
off.
you have to reteach yourself. But I wanted to experience it to understand what people were talking about, and I had to
for
code, so
for at
fuck
least
it.
Black Ops, it's a novelty. For Spider-Man, it just immerses you. I think that's the difference.
What other game has a really good trigger? It doesn't matter. By the way, Matt, don't worry, we have plenty of DualSense.
We have plenty.
We have
but do
both
I have plenty of
stores
money?
tend-
That is the question.
Yeah,
If-
those things ain't cheap.
No, they're not. And honestly, if it does become like it, I will
I'm
tell
just-
you what I told the
I'm
people
just
that came
glad-
in with their Xbox One controller that they bought this summer that got terrible drift. Like this, it drifted to the point it locked. It would lock in the space where you left the thing. I told them, hey, there's a class action lawsuit. If you guys want to get in on that for this drift, I highly encourage that, actually. Because they should make shit that isn't going to do that.
Yeah.
Make it with quality. Don't cheap out on it if you want it to be a feature. And honestly, joystick should not be a fucking feature.
They were in the PS1 days, but that was different.
That's different. It was a different time, a different place.
Yeah, back in the day when they were a gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Why would Nintendo put a stick on their console? Who the fuck are they?
you
Yeah, now
only
it's,
need
you
the
know,
D-pad.
norm.
Yeah, now it's like, Nintendo, your sticks are broken. What's wrong with you?
They're like, what do you mean?
All
They're
right.
no broken. Anyway,
Okay,
we
we
need
should
to
let
let
James
James
talk.
go.
Yes, let's get back on track. Just a smidge.
A little
Just
It wouldn't be us getting together if we didn't derail the conversation horrendously.
Exactly. It's always been
fair,
like, what,
but I
20?
figured it would help the fact that we talked for half an hour beforehand.
Yeah, that
That's
was
what we
bad.
said last time. We did the exact same thing.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just
Matthew.
Just DMC. Here
God
it
damn it,
comes.
Terrell, shut up.
Here it comes.
Matthew,
Yes.
please give us a game that you have enjoyed for 2020.
Okay. I haven't played it too much. I've only got a few hours in it. Let me look up exactly, just so you know. 14 hours. And it's going to be like a little honorable mention. But I am going to say Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
You speak such
why?
bold words.
I do. And I've complained about this game a lot. But complaining about it and then still, playing it is different.
Yes.
Or it's possible. I'm only going to say this for the PC version because the other versions are unplayable.
PS5 is good.
Oh, okay. Current gen or 8th gen. Those are unplayable.
Eighth gens, yeah. They're
Okay,
kind of rough.
9th and PC, it's good. Bugs, they're
They
temporary.
exist.
Just calm down. You played Skyrim, you're fine.
I was about to say, I want to jump in on that honorable mention because I do kind of feel the same way.
Now,
it's like, did you
there's-
play Skyrim back in the
Yeah,
day?
there are
It's
some
not
exceptions.
Too different.
Like there are some, I would say there are some balance problems, and there's definitely some game-breaking bugs, but they're fixing those as fast as they can. So
Yeah.
with the actual game, I say that the difficulties need or I guess it might be a RPG problem in general, but difficulties are kind of fucked. Because in
Yeah.
one of the main story missions, you're like escaping a hotel, you're in a main lobby, and there's a fucking robot that comes out, and you have to kill it. That thing took me legitimately 20 minutes to kill because it just wouldn't. It's just a bullet sponge.
Yeah, I mean that is an issue with a lot of RPGs, especially
Yeah,
ones that
like
aren't.
if your
horribly well
if your
tuned.
stats aren't good enough, it doesn't matter how good of a player you are. Fuck you.
I know that was an issue people were having with Wolfenstein Youngblood. That like the final boss could be like unplayable because it autosaves after a point, and that's past when you can like go back and grind.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. So basically, the rest of the game is just unplayable.
That's also a common criticism with Resident Evil, because of how inventory management and everything works. Like some bosses can be legitimately unbeatable if you just didn't play the game in a certain way.
Ooh, I guess that makes sense. That kind of, I mean, I guess that's kind of to be expected with a game like that, though, because part of it is inventory management.
Yeah.
If you fuck up on the management, then that's an issue. If your stats just aren't high enough, that's kind of a different concern.
Yeah, Youngblood is honestly one of those games where it's like they really should have tried harder. They like absolutely need to try harder. And honestly, when I think about Cyberpunk and that problem, I see it, but I also see it from the perspective of I feel like they really were almost struggling trying to figure out how to balance a shooter because they had never done a shooter before.
But at the same time, there's an easy fix. Lower the difficulty.
Yes, exactly. There is an easy fix, and it's just called drop that shit.
But with Cyberpunk, it's obvious that they definitely needed more time, but through publishing deadlines and PR, they just couldn't anymore.
You want to know what really fucked them? They announced that game in 2013, 2012, whenever, but it was in conception stages.
Yeah,
just like with Anthem. And then everybody's like, oh, it's been in development because they showed us a splash screen. So it's been in development for so long. Why is it taking so long? It really didn't start like full-scale production development until after The Witcher 3 was done with its DLC. And that was not done until like 2016. It's only been like 4 years at most.
Cyberpunk...
People... Oh,
no, you go. I was about to rant.
Well, just people have issues when it comes to formulating the mindset of development cycles because they just don't know, they don't understand. Because honestly, I mean, full-scale production of Cyberpunk realistically didn't start until 2017, maybe even 2018.
Yeah. Like, I was being generous.
For games that big, it's impossible to make them, like, flawless. I mean, Bethesda being the unfortunate, perfect example.
I am so glad that Bethesda's shiny reputation is finally fucking gone.
Well, the thing is now CDs is also very tarnished. And the thing is The Witcher 3 was also very rough at its launch.
It's tarnished because people nowadays... people nowadays are fucking whiny and fucking needy, and they won't shut the fuck up on Twitter.
Yeah. Honestly, here's what I'm saying. Here's the one thing Bethesda has gotten right. This is the one thing Bethesda has gotten right. No one knew Fallout 4 was coming until 6 months before it came.
Yeah, it was a very quick turnaround between announcement and release.
Which I think if you want to make RPGs in this modern day, you don't say shit.
Exactly.
Or if you do say something like they did with the Elder Scrolls, you literally tell us, like Todd has been saying every year, it was in early development. It was literally just a concept when we told you. We just wanted you to know that it is on our plans.
Yeah.
We don't know when it's coming. We'll give it to you when we're ready to give it to you. And I feel like that's the mentality they need to take. And honestly, for CD's next big release, I feel like they need to pull a Fallout 4 and just
quick
not
turnarounds, I think,
talk about it at all.
Do.
And then 6 months, build hype, get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew, you mentioned that quick turnarounds are what RPGs need to do. Honestly, that's kind of what games in general need to do, because it helps temper expectations. If people are sitting there hyping up a game for 5-6 plus years, like, they're gonna be really hyped for it. It's like, no, just shut the fuck up, go away, don't say anything until 6 months, 9 months. Like,
well, because if you compare Fallout 4 to New Vegas, it's a vastly it feels like it's definitely dumbed down. It's not as comprehensive of an RPG. But the reason everyone, or the people that love Fallout 4 love it, is because they're not comparing it to that game, and they didn't have the time to build up those expectations to then, immediately fucking compare it to everything else.
Fallout 4 was my first Fallout game I had finished. I had played New Vegas a little bit, but I had never finished it. But now I've been able to go back and really enjoy it.
Yeah, honestly, just announcing shit too far ahead of time has been the biggest issue of gaming, just in general, because that leads to delays.
Metroid Prime 4.
I was actually going to bring that up.
The Metroid
with
Prime
how
trilogy.
long they've been talking about with how long they've been talking about Prime for, honestly, I hate to say this, it will never meet the expectations that it has.
I'm not too
Never.
sure about that, just because we were told development was restarted.
Fair.
And
I feel like that
said
might
with how
help.
long it's been.
We can
With
still
how
see
long
how
been,
it's in early
no,
production.
it's not going to hit that.
Oh wait, it's been forever since a fucking decent Metroid game. That's not gonna help.
Yeah,
No.
that's the problem.
Yeah, the last good Metroid game was Samus Returns. That was a fucking
Well, that
Game Boy, that was a Game Boy Color or original Game Boy remake.
I forget that came out. I played it and I love it, but I forget it came out.
Review it.
I don't have a way to get footage.
Yeah, you do.
Emulator?
I was about to say, yeah, you do.
Oh, I mean, I haven't had much luck with the 3DS emulator, but I'll try.
You don't even
fair
need
enough.
a 3D. I mean, yeah, good luck.
You know what you could do? You could review AM2R.
Oh, that's on my list, I think, but the lists have been lost to time.
It
I was
feels
actually
like
going to bring that up. When's the last time you guys have even looked at the list?
Never.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's been
Last
months.
of-
Fucking,
when
we were
The Last
talking
of Us
about
Part 2
what?
came out.
Cyberpunk? Hold up, I should probably wrap that up.
Oh yes, so
Yeah.
Cyberpunk was your
Cyberpunk.
game.
Yeah, Cyberpunk. I would say it was. Once they iron out optimization, definitely, and some bugs that can kind of pull you out of the experience. Once that happens, I feel like it's going to be a very fun game to dive into, and
With
just
a very gripping world.
yeah, like I find the world interesting. I like the story so far. Maybe it might be a case of too much shit to do, because that's kind of why I stopped playing it. But
I went
I
in
don't
there
know.
I
with
feel like by
When I
fairly
think
low
of Cyberpunk,
expectations.
I don't think like purposely bad. I think it just needs a little more time.
It
and
was
then
rushed
it'll be
out
a
the
great
door.
game. Yeah.
It's
I feel
clear.
like by the time. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was clearly rushed out the door, and everyone can see that.
And it doesn't help that the 8th gen consoles just aren't strong enough.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Also,
So I feel like once-
if you fucking shame people for buying Cyberpunk on the 8th gen consoles, you're a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking nerds. I feel like once all the kinks and everything are ironed out of Cyberpunk, I mean, the game will probably be like a 7.5, maybe an 8.
Which isn't bad at
Probably.
all.
If I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
I mean that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I mean 7 is average.
People act
Yeah.
like it has to be a 9 or better to be an enjoyable game.
That's
Yeah,
because
no,
that's
I
because they're
mean,
IGN conditioned.
Too much water.
I
Okay.
The game didn't even have a bad score.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of glad we didn't go with like ratings or anything with.
We just recommend-
because honestly, those are dumb.
We honestly, if we like a game, we'll review it and we recommend it. Or if we really hated it, we review it and we tell you not to buy it. It's literally that easy.
Honestly, how often do we even review games that we don't like?
Not too often.
I'm probably the one who reviews the most diverse amount because I have reviewed games I don't like, I've reviewed games I've liked, and I've been honest about my opinions.
And even when you review games you don't like 90% of the time you're giving like
I give it praise.
suggestions, praise where it's due, and suggestions to what could have solved some problems.
Yeah, where I had issues, and the biggest example is once again a Metroid one. However, just generally, I want to be fair. I want to be fair. It's like, yeah, this
but
game didn't
at the
grip
same
me.
time,
But,
games aren't for everyone.
yeah, games are made for an audience, and this one did not get me. I have expanded my game library very much so.
But Metroid is not in that game library.
I'm gonna try Metroid Prime 4 when it comes out.
I would borrow it from someone. I wouldn't put your money down if you're not sure.
I get a discount.
Well, he's got that GameStop benefit.
He does have
though.
that discount.
I do. And yeah, I get the benefit of I get it cheaper.
Hell yeah.
I could even probably get a free code if I really wanted to try.
Okay, now that's a little scummy.
I mean, I was trying to get James a Pikmin code.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, when you do it for others, it's generous.
I figured you already had it, but it was more the thought behind it.
Oh yeah, I pre-ordered it.
It's the thought that counts.
I did try reaching out to I think I told you guys in the Discord, but I did reach out to THQ Nordic to see if they'd send us a code for
it was SpongeBob
Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Yeah,
that didn't work out.
Yeah.
No, really, James.
We can dream. I mean,
one day.
That's why
Capcom,
you reviewed the
Capcom.
original instead.
No, he did that, and then the other one was
script done
announced
for like months. Yeah, I'm still annoyed by that. Anyways, is there anything else you want to say about Cyberpunk?
Nope, just wait. It'll get better. It'll be polished.
So I won't go in any particular order, just because I feel like one of mine will also appear on both of your lists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with, you know what, Terrell, you mentioned it, Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
I've been thinking about picking it up at some point.
So this is from a longtime fan. I play the first one first.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you can.
That's on the
play it
GameCube,
off
right?
Dolphin.
Do you recommend the GameCube versions or the Wii?
Either way, I'm playing
so
them on my
question
Wii because I have it hooked up to an emulator.
Fair enough. It comes down to personal preference, really. So with the GameCube, you control movement and the cursor with the control stick, which I am a bigger fan of. But on the Wii version, you control movement with the stick, but you control the cursor with with the wand.
Mm-hmm. And controlling cursors with an IR sensor is very, natural.
It definitely can be. I prefer the analog method, but I know that especially for Pikmin's 1 and 2, people really like the pointer method. I have played with both. Honestly, it's fine either way. The Wii versions fix a couple of glitches, which is nice, and they also have a couple of added glitches because you can actually throw further. But yeah, that's a topic for another day. Yeah, basically maybe try both since clearly you're not paying for either, and just figure out which one you like.
Well, if Nintendo just sold them. Or sold the ROMs on a website, that would be different, but...
That would actually that would be a really interesting idea there, Matthew.
But they
what
won't,
if they just
because
the
in the fucking 90s, they made emulation a demon, and now everyone doesn't like it, except for the people that do, because they realize, hey, this is bullshit. I shouldn't pay $2,000 for a Sega CD game.
Yeah, and just remember, emulation itself isn't the illegal part. It's how you acquire the ROMs.
It's the ROMs.
Hey James, could I borrow your GameCube versions to get the ROMs?
No, fuck off.
God damn it!
I spent way too much money on them to have you borrow them.
Forever, but also give them
James,
back.
it's for the internet, James. It's for getting them legally, James.
I could always just drop the ISO files into fucking Google.
What is the legality of that?
I think I already have them.
I don't know what the legality is. You'd have to talk to a lawyer.
Yeah, I really don't know. You'd have to talk to a copyright lawyer.
Okay, and we are back. That's for me for editing.
Oh yeah, I didn't pause on Audacity. I forgot. So fuck you.
I didn't pause
that's
either.
Fine. Honestly, I prefer if you don't because then we don't have to resync.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyways, we got kind of sidetracked because Terrell wanted to, be fucking nosy and ask about Pikmin.
Okay, Pikmin 3. Talk.
Pikmin 3.
Yes,
talk.
Pikmin 3.
Go.
I don't know. It's just really good. I don't know. I'm done.
I don't know.
Yes, we talk about video games. It's good.
This shit good.
The level design in Pikmin 3 is really interesting. It's a lot bigger than Pikmin 1 is. There's a lot more interesting challenges involved. I mean, you get the different Pikmin types, but you get flying Pikmin that can go over water, but they cannot go into water. And then you get the rock Pikmin that you can throw at shit and you can build shit. I don't know. It's just really cool. It's a good capstone on the current Pikmin formula, and it'd be really interesting to see how they build off of that with Pikmin 4. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen our Pikmin 4 video, go ahead and watch that.
Get out of my ear, you fucking slut.
Would you consider Pikmin a pseudo like puzzle game?
That's actually a good question.
Yes, because there are puzzles involved.
Okay.
It's all. I mean, you could also justify it as an inventory management game, and people also call it like an RTS game.
Okay.
Which I think that's a little far, but I understand it having like elements of that.
So you would say like puzzle game with RTS elements, perhaps?
Yeah. I mean,
like
that's
if we
that's
had
a pretty
you
good explanation for it.
If we had you like pick, I guess, the genre or describe it as a game.
Yeah, if we had to pick just one, probably
Puzzle.
Yeah, probably puzzle game with RTS
elements.
Yeah. I mean, because Pikmin, I've always been somewhat interested, but then like I'd always see gameplay of like random unaffiliated Pikmin videos, and I'm always like, I don't kind of understand it. And it's kind of the same thing with Death Stranding. Before I played that, I was not into the gameplay at all until I played it.
So,
well, Matthew, we could always do Pikmin for Devil May Cry Power Hour at
Ooh.
some point.
We could, if that ever
I'm pulling
exists.
in guest hosts for GTA, so fucking do it, guys.
I mean, we could always just do it, just like you screen sharing or something. We can figure that out.
Yeah.
Not for the podcast.
No.
Nope.
Anyways, so that's it for Pikmin 3. Terrell, Shabudity.
So I gotta, gonna hit you with a, recommendation.
Do it, you tub of turpentine.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, James. I fucking hate you. I love you, but I hate you.
Me too.
Good to know. Jesus Christ. Now I've lost my train of thought, you fucking
Yeah,
mook.
what's happening?
Honorable
I don't
mention.
know. I think Terrell was about to have a stroke.
That was not honorable mention I wanted to do.
Okay.
Honorable
Chop.
mention for me is actually Bug Snacks. I didn't expect it. I didn't know it was gonna be here. I didn't even know what the fuck it was until the PS5 came out. But I picked it up. I started playing it, and I kind of just enjoy the like pseudo collecting aspect that you kind of get the same feels from like Pokemon collecting all the little snacks, which are the little creatures, but also
Wait,
with
it's
the
a
like
fucking collectathon?
not collectathon. It's just okay. So think Pokemon, right?
I've heard it pretty closely described to like Ape Escape.
Yeah, that's actually a good one. Ape Escape. So you collect like the little bug snack creatures, but there's also like the elements of time and stuff that you would get in like Stardew Valley, and people do certain things at their certain times, and you're trying to rebuild like this overall little village that was established on this island where these creatures are, and it's really, really interesting. It just doesn't show it. You wouldn't know it until you started playing it, and it's so wacky and weird that like kids can enjoy it, but there's still more there that are kind of geared more towards an adult crowd.
It definitely gives off janky indie game vibes just from the visuals.
Did you like Octodad?
I never played Octodad.
Octodad.
Okay, so it's the same developers, but actually this time it's not jank.
Really?
It's the same developers, and it's actually a pretty smooth running FPS title. Like, it's in the first person.
I mean, part of the allure of Octodad is the fact that it's obtuse and janky, and that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I mean, not Octodad, Bug Snacks is like an actual game.
It is. It is an actual game. There is objectives and stuff, and like I just said, a kid wouldn't, like, there's enough goofy to make a kid enjoy it, there's more adult themes behind some of the jokes and stuff that'll fly right over a kid's head, but is geared more towards an adult that would possibly also be playing it because it was free on PlayStation, let's say. Mm-hmm. And it was totally... It totally just surprised me. I haven't played it all the way through. I haven't beaten it yet, but it is just something that wasn't on the radar, but I was very pleasantly surprised with what I ended up getting.
You know, that might be one of the main things that doesn't, push the game into obscurity because, lots of people don't have PS5s yet, but they could still have claimed it.
Oh, they could have claimed it, but they can also get it. It was also available on PS4. It wasn't the first.
Oh, it was.
It's available, and it's only like $25.
Okay.
Oh, that's like nothing.
Yeah. So the fact that it was the first PS Plus game on the 5 was just more of a thing to help give it an initial push. Mm-hmm. But both copies, both PS4 and PS5, are like $25 on the store.
Okay. But
that'd be worth looking into then.
I mean, but my point is, but when they get a PS5, if they have already claimed it, and it's a game on your PS5, you might as well check it out.
Yeah, and especially if you're gonna have PS Plus.
That goes in with any benefit for PlayStation Plus and games with Live. I mean, you don't need to play them; you can just fucking download them, and they're there when you need them.
Unless you lose PS Plus, and then even though you have them downloaded, they get locked, which is dumb.
Yeah.
That being said, you can always wait a little bit and then get it again, and then they unlock.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But yeah, I think...
All right.
I'm gonna actually play that one through, and I might do a review on it later.
Do it. First PS5 review.
I mean, if you say there's something worthwhile there, then fuck it, I might download it.
I think so. It is a more chill game.
I won't because I think Terrell has bad opinions.
Well, you can get fucked and stay fucked, cunt.
Well, I'm just kind of tired of fucking, hey, VR game. Oh, it's a fucking gimmicky thing. Okay, I'm tired of that. I want game.
The manatee is right.
And I wanted to tick off my honorable mention because we already took care of Spider-Man Miles Morales, which was in my honorable mentions.
Did we, though? Because we mostly talked about Spider-Man Remastered.
Yeah, we talked about Spider-Man Remastered. We talked about tunnels that didn't exist. And that's
everything that we said about...
Swagger.
Everything that we said about...
Swagger. We got it covered.
Everything that we said about the Miles... the remaster... Just apply it to Miles Morales and give it another story.
Yeah, that is 100% true. I am so burned out of Spider-Man Remastered. I got the original Platinum. I was planning on 100%ing the trophy count because of the DLC and all that. I can't finish the third DLC. I'm so fucking done with Spider-Man, and I can't even.
No, that's actually.
I can't
play Demon Souls. Play Demon Souls.
So I back when, Spider-Man PS4 originally released, I was hooked. I have it 100%ed up until the third DLC. When the third DLC dropped, I just couldn't get into it. That being said, it
doesn't help the story after the main game is just kind of, it's there.
Yeah. The reason, Terrell, I wanted you to shut up is because Miles Morales is actually on my list. So fuck you.
Oh.
I'm sorry. We can go into it deeper then.
We will after Matthew.
Deeper.
Yes, Daddy.
Stop it.
Oh, yes, I'm a poopy boy. Give me kissy.
Can I kick him?
Am I in a weird fetish video? What the fuck is happening?
I can kick him.
Baby play.
Please don't. All right, Matthew, go ahead.
I'm trying to decide what to talk about because we'd covered Cyberpunk.
I'm uncomfortable
we'd cover Alex.
How to handle this.
I'm going to touch RE3 Remake.
God, that was this year too.
Yep.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mainly, this game is
year.
a big pile of what happened. Everything that 2 did gameplay wise is here and better, But the pacing and everything and the plot of the original, they just grabbed it, fucking chucked it out a window, picked up the remains, and pieced it back together.
Yeah, so from what I remember hearing, RE2 Remake was pretty faithful, but 3 kind of went like off the rails.
Well, I'm not even concerned with the faithful part. If you're gonna remake it from the ground up, you might as well make some story changes because you're updating it.
You mean like what they did to 7, turning it into, or Final Fantasy 7, turning it into 3 fucking games?
With the story changing, yes.
Conservatively,
With the
3.
story changing, yes. With the business model, fuck no.
Yeah, I'm still mad about that.
The reason I'm so disappointed is because I had played a little bit of the original, and knowing that Nemesis in the original third game, functioned similar to Mr. X in the remake, I was excited to see what they would do for him in the remake of 3. And they had one segment where he hunted you down dynamically at the beginning. The rest was just all pre-scripted boss fights. That was my biggest fucking gripe with the game.
Yeah, that sounds pretty shitty.
Yeah, it does.
Like, yes, boss fights are cool, but when like half of the game's boss fights are the same guy, just, different sizes, basically.
Devil May Cry 3 has entered the chat.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
So what would you say is the better game overall? RE2 Remake or RE3
Definitely
Remake?
RE2 Remake. 3 Remake should not be $60, but it also comes with that asymmetric multiplayer mode, which I guess you could get value out of that if you're into that.
But, I mean, since it is on your honorable mentions list, it is at least worth playing.
It is worth playing. I got it with my graphics card, so I didn't pay for the game itself, but I would definitely get it at least half off. I wouldn't pay more than half for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's worth playing. It's still Resident Evil, but it's also the remake of the game that turned Resident Evil from slow inventory management to, or it was the transitional between that and Resident Evil 4, where it's, stockpile ammo and kick ass. And then 5 took that, and 6, and oh my jeez.
And then 7 was a thing.
And then 7 was like, okay, come back. We gotta control you. You're going a little too crazy.
Which one's the
By
one
the
where
way,
you're
you
punching the
can
boulders? Is
pre-order
that
5?
5?
Village.
What about Village?
Oh, yes.
You can pre-order
Village.
You can pre-order Village now.
Adage.
I'm gonna wait till I 1 play 7 and 2 see how Village turns out.
Exactly.
Oh, have you not played 7 either?
I have not played it yet.
We should
I'm
all
Yeah, me
slowly
neither.
trying
I
to get
own like
through
3 copies of it. I should.
we should all play 7 together at that rate, because I haven't played it either.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, hell yeah.
We wanted to do
a
the
trio for Devil May Cry Power Hour. Let's do it.
We wanted to do those like game club, book club thing. You know what I'm talking about,
Oh,
James.
I was thinking like a Let's Play, because that'd be kind of fun with the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Well, that would... Yeah, no, we should do that.
Yeah, the game club thing, I mean, that's just
That's
like,
different.
yeah, cool, you get like a month to just fuck
Yeah.
around with this.
Yeah. Oh, then, yeah, no, for a Let's Play, let's fucking do it. Let's all jump in a call and fucking go through
Oh,
this
yeah.
game.
You know what we could do, actually, since Matthew is pretty well versed in the other games, or at least better than we are, we could do all of them. Resident Evil Power Hour.
Woo! As long as we play like the quote-unquote best versions, because I don't want to sit through the first Resident Evil when the GameCube remake is just that, but better in every way.
You don't want to be a Jill sandwich?
You got a point.
Yeah, no, I mean, that'd be fun. I mean, with whatever version we play.
Just not the DualShock version.
With all 3 of us, it'll be the Resident Evil Power Hour, and with Matthew and I, it's Devil May Cry Power Hour.
Even though
And
McGee
there's
has
just
like,
me.
Yeah.
There's me with my guests.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
GTA Power Hour.
Yes.
It ain't gonna be a power hour, Chief.
GTA gambling power hours. Actually, that's mine. Just me. Just me sitting alone in the GTA casino.
Losing
You're
all
like,
of
loot
your
boxes
money
aren't
that
gambling.
I
Loot
helped you
boxes
get.
aren't gambling.
Yep.
Alrighty,
Oh, one last
Go,
thing to say
Jake.
about Resident Evil 3
God damn it.
is because, like I said, it was in that transitional period. The puzzles that they brought over from the original 2 in the remake of 2, and they kind of improved upon. There was no such thing really in 3, and puzzles also stopped existing after the first Nemesis, dynamically hunting segment. So the game's a weird shell of a different game trying to be another game, and I don't know. I would still recommend it, but it ain't Resident Evil 3.
Well, yeah, it's 3 Remake.
Yeah, it's a game cosplaying as Resident Evil 3.
All right. So, since that was Matthew, it is now my turn. Since the, cat's kind of out of the bag, I do want to talk about Miles Morales a little bit. I mean, all the gameplay shit we've already talked about.
Yeah, it's basically exactly the same, besides, invisibility and Venom.
Exactly. The main thing I wanted to talk about was actually, for lack of a better term, black representation. I felt like Miles Morales did a really good job. I mean, this is coming from a white male.
You don't have
did a really good job.
the right to talk about
Shut
it.
the fuck up.
I will kill you all.
Please.
But I feel like I did a really good job. I mean,
I agree.
Something I've noticed in general media is that there will be the token black character that ends up being almost a caricature of a black person. But the cast of Miles Morales, I mean, they were all people of color. They were, Hispanic, Latino, black, Asian in a couple of instances, and
Deaf.
It did a deaf definitely did a good job portraying them all in a really really tasteful way.
Yeah.
Well, because
I wasn't sitting there of course. It was I really like these people because they made them actual people, not just
because
caricatures.
they obviously took inspiration from the comics, or they did. It's a fucking comic book. But the thing is, when you have good writers and characters that have been well written in the past, if the writers are competent, it's hard to really fuck that up and turn it into political jargon.
Exactly. There was a BLM mural in the game, and I felt like it was really fitting, especially with the shithole that 2020 was. Especially when it came to, the Black Rights Movement and all that. It didn't feel out of place. It felt like it was a really good experience. I don't know, there's the whole Black Swagger meme and all that, but it's not really justified. I mean, what swagger the game gets, it deserves.
Yeah. I mean, even with the fucking mural, even if people don't necessarily support the actions of what that movement has caused, i.e. the rioting,
which is debated whether or not that was actually the protesters, yada yada.
Yeah, it's all up there. Yeah, it's all
we're
up
not
there.
politics.
Even if they have that preconception, they'll see that and they'll understand because it makes sense in the world. They're everything, even the story you're going through personally as Miles, everything all makes sense.
Yeah. One thing I saw as a criticism was that Miles is very friendly with the police in the game.
Oh my fucking
God.
It's okay, first off, it is a comic book story, and let's be honest, other than, the cops kind of being dicks sometimes in, the Spider-Man comics, they're friendly with the cops. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Especially considering Miles' dad was a cop.
The cops.
Yeah, his dad was a cop. I mean, he's not gonna.
He's not afraid of them.
Hate police officers. He's not afraid of them. There was a story that they could have gone with. I feel like if they had started development last year, or even the year before, they could have gone down a similar route to be a little more resonant with that. But no, I mean that's not the point of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
His and they even touch on that in the first game. His dad was a cop and died, and it's unfortunate. But at the same time, that's what makes Miles who he is. It's a part of him. He wants to do good. He wants proper justice.
Even if they had put, some more of that stuff, of the, political stuff in the game, I'm way more than confident the writers would be able to, like, even make a interesting conflict about that because of his dad's profession.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they easily could have.
They'd be able to make some
Insomniac,
good commentary, and
They could have,
without, like, seeming like, hey, take my political message, shove it up your ass, and believe.
Yeah, Insomniac, they have a really good team of writers on the Spider-Man team.
They do.
Because, Spider-Man PS4 remastered, whatever you want to call it, that story was really fucking good. It was somewhat unique for a Spider-Man story. It was really, like, emotionally driven, which was really cool. There was a lot of character development. Like, no, they do a really good job, and they did a really good job with Miles Morales. I don't want to really spoil anything, especially because you haven't played it, Matthew, but they did such a good job with the antagonist, with some of the conflicts between them.
I will admit, I've been a bad boy. I watched the Let's Play because I didn't have a PS5 yet.
Okay. So
or you could have played it on PS4 like I did.
Yes, but I also kind of hate the PS4 because it's loud.
Mine wasn't that loud, honestly.
I have a PS5 unit that has the different fans in it.
What do you? Oh, you do?
I do, because mine's louder than normal.
Dude, okay. I will say the PS5 cooling solution, besides
is so much better than that.
Like, you'll feel it. You'll feel the heat, but it's not a fucking PC. It's not a PC level of heat, and you never hear it. The only time I hear it is when my crunchy ass disk drive decides to start spinning, and it sounds like someone's got a fucking chainsaw in my house, and I don't know where it's coming from.
And you're worried Nemesis is coming for you because you talked about
and then after you're out of the main menu, it just turns off because it stops spinning the disk. I'm like, okay, we're safe.
Yep. My disk drive is also pretty loud, and my fans are a little bit louder than they should be, but it's still leagues and bounds better than the PS4,
especially the base model.
Yeah,
which I upgraded from. Oh my Jesus!
So I'm really not that mad. I didn't even know that there were two different ones. I was just like, it's a little louder than I expected, but hey, I don't care.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not the point.
It's not a PC running at max settings.
Anyway, not the point. I wanted to just so with the original Spider-Man, the Spider-Man for PS4 and the remaster, it's the tagline is "Be greater," and I love how they added the "Be yourself" part because that's just a good overall message. But it also really shows throughout the entire story how Miles needs to do things his way if he wants to be a successful Spider-Man. If he keeps trying to do things Peter's way, he's going to end up failing because he's not Peter Parker.
Yeah, and honestly, that kind of goes into a thought that I had while I was playing. Especially when Miles Morales was starting to become a character in his own right, there was a lot of contention with, like, not my Spider-Man and all that, similar to the not my president nonsense. And honestly, I had that thought, like, this is not my Spider-Man because he's a Spider-Man for other people. Peter Parker is my Spider-Man. He always will be, always has been. Miles is not. I do love Miles, though.
He's a great character.
But he's not... He's a great character, but he's not meant for me.
Exactly.
Like, he's not representing me. I can relate to him because he's a really well-done character, but he's not my Spider-Man. He's other people's Spider-Man. Honestly, that kind of goes in with the be yourself, like... Yeah, you don't have to follow the same path. Like, be yourself. If this character speaks to you, great.
Exactly. And with my earlier in the year, with the whole mental health like journey I had to undergo, the be yourself aspect, it's like you can be your own hero. You forge your own path. Miles shows you that by looking at what everyone deems as the path he needs to take and then still just cuts out another one, which is something I liked seeing that aspect of the story. Like, it plays really nicely into the BLM and all of that stuff for like the representation, but it also just plays strongly to the point of if you feel like you have to be somewhere you're not, you really like, no, it's okay
It's not
to
worth
be
it.
yourself. It's not. It's okay to be yourself. You should be yourself because that's what makes you the hero of your story. You know what I mean?
The only downside I can see to something like that, and it's such a super small, petty downside, it's that Spider-Verse was that as well. The whole, be yourself, do what you need to do, walk your own path.
Yeah, but that's kind of Miles'.
Like I said, I mean, that's
MO.
like the smallest, like, nitpick ever.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the same
I
medium.
mean, they're both establishing Miles as a Spider-Man, so it's gonna,
Yeah.
and have both of them are gonna have the same kind of
See,
theme and message.
if they follow the same themage for a possible sequel, because I know we all know that the new Miles Morales, the new Spider-Verse movie, I guess I should say, is coming.
Eventually.
Eventually, but it is coming. If later down the line, if they do another Miles Morales exclusive story and it still follows the same like themage as the movie, then I would be concerned. But currently it is establishing, and we're so used to getting so many Spider-Man reboots, it shouldn't be that big of a surprise that this happened.
And I mean, I doubt, because there's that little thing at the end with, they're like, hey, Miles, or whatever, of the movie. But in the game, there's just Peter as a different Spider-Man. That alone, having two Spider-Mans, is enough to do a story that's different.
Exactly.
Because having two Spider-Mans and having five Spider-Mans is different.
Mm-hmm.
I want Miles' original origin to come out. You know what it was?
What?
So, Miles, he's like 13, gets bitten by this radioactive fucking spider, a little bitch-ass spider. Peter Parker is in a fight to the death with the Green Goblin, and Miles is like, oh, I should help, but I'm not going to because I'm a scared little fucking 13-year-old. And Peter Parker dies fighting Green Goblin, and Miles is like, oh god, because I didn't step up, Spider-Man fucking died.
You mean similar to how it was kind of... Because the Spider-Man in his universe in
exactly
Spider-Verse...
that. Very similar.
Yeah,
Except with
died.
Spider-Verse is that they had more Spider-Man.
Well, they had multiple universes worth of Spider-Man.
Because
that's true.
The weight on your shoulders, though, when you know that you're basically being forced to step up because you didn't step up.
If you haven't read any of them, the Miles Ultimate comics are really fucking good.
I think I'm gonna have to pick them up and give them a read.
Yeah, I mean, all of the Spider-Man Ultimate Run are really good. The Peter Parker ones and then the Miles ones. The new Miles comics are fully decent, though. They're just different.
A lot of recent... A big thing with Marvel is, like, they keep rebooting everything they're doing recently, and it's strange.
They're rebooting, and they're also, like, rebranding and also bringing in new writers, so they're trying to do their own thing. It's all just weird. I mean, Thor currently is, the Herald of Galactus. It's like, okay, sure, all right.
Yeah.
All right, I suppose that's enough of Miles Morales. Terrell.
So I guess I should say that my Half-Life Alyx wasn't so much an honorable mention as this has kind of turned into for this first hour.
I mean, you could preface it like Resident Evil 3 technically wasn't like an honorable mention, but it's like an iffy, so I guess it kind of is.
Yeah. My last, like, true honorable mention, like, not even in my top 10 games I was able to play this year. Like, I would not rank it in my top 10. James, you may be a little interested, and we're going to move right to Matthew after this, because neither one of you care. The Last of Us Part 2.
A decisive game you have chosen.
Yes, it is an honorable mention, because I cannot refute, I cannot say it did not do a technical achievement on that fucking base PS4. I don't know how it did it. I don't know how it ran. It was a technical marvel, and I am impressed. The story is incredibly divisive. I plan to talk about it in a review sooner or later once I actually know my personal full opinions about the game.
Here's the thing, though. You've played the first one.
I've played the first one, but I had a different experience to Joel and Ellie. One that actually set me up for this second one.
Yeah. And a lot of people on the internet, they didn't play the first one.
They did not.
Yeah, I mean, with how much bigger PS4 was over PS3, I mean, it's impossible for everyone to have played 1 and 2.
Yeah, and honestly, my main issue with The Last of Us Part 2 is because obviously I never played the first one. I never played 2. My issue with it was kind of some of the direction, or not necessarily the direction. Some of the messages that they got going on there.
The messaging is a little heavy-handed, for sure.
Yeah, especially when it's kind of like, hey, this person fucking changed your entire life and fucked you over. I gotta forgive him, man. It's the way you do.
The messaging was heavy-handed. However, I will say that I personally liked Abby more after starting to play as Abby when it switches perspectives. I feel like her character could have been a lot better written overall, but I feel like that was no fault of Laura Bailey, the voice actor. She did a phenomenal job with the script. I never even realized it was Laura Bailey until I read the credits. Which is a good thing for me, because if I can recognize you, it's like, yeah, that's cool, but I'd rather you be a character, you know?
Yeah, it's a little distracting if you know them.
Yeah, which I like Ashley Johnson, but I still see her as Ellie. So, like, she did a fantastic job. I wish they would have written Abby a little bit differently, but I did end up having an emotional kind of tear between, you know, being like, fuck you, to I understand, but I just felt like it didn't hit the mark that they thought it did.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Do you feel like they can go anywhere from here? Like, do you feel like there is enough things to cover to justify a sequel? Or do you think the mainline series should stop?
I feel like after this one, the mainline series should stop. But I feel like it is very open to having more stories in the same universe.
Well, yeah, definitely.
And I would not be opposed to that.
So
and I would not be opposed to go as a new character from, let's say, maybe, because they're, you know, like Ellie's main hold up is in, like, you know, in state near Wyoming. But she, after the game ends, she goes out on her own. Like, she gave everything up. I would be cool to see maybe another character's perspective from inside the camp where her and Joel lived at the beginning of the game. Maybe getting an in between the two even, and playing as some of the characters that they brought into this game and then didn't really establish very well. Like, getting it in between the two and playing as them, that would be interesting to establish them better as characters and give them more impact in The Last of Us Part 2. Because that's one of the biggest problems, is the supporting cast that wasn't there in the first game. There's no real established connection of, like, who are you? Because... Or at least from Ellie's side. Like, I felt like all the characters I was with were just there because they wanted me to have a companion.
I do have to say, as someone that played the first game for a few hours and generally disliked it, thus meaning I have no real bias towards Last of Us Part 2 or anything like that, it would be interesting to see, you know, something like the interim. I mean... Well, I don't remember what the time gap between the intro of the first game and the first game is, but it's like, what, 20 years? Like, there's a lot of possibility for story there.
Yeah.
That Neil Druckmann can pull out of his butthole.
Yeah.
There are,
or even just between the gap between 1 and 2.
there is a lot of room for possibilities here. Maybe we could get another game as Joel in that interim that you were talking about. It is so open to possibilities with becoming a franchise. I feel like they totally could. However, I feel like Last of Us Part 2 should be where the story for it technically ends.
Definitely.
At least with that cast of characters.
Well,
I would
just
be
because
okay
of what
if they went with a new cast and then, it's in the same universe, so we're going to allude to the Fireflies or this or that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would
But-
say
I mean,
just
exactly like what they're doing with Uncharted. I mean, Uncharted 4 is Nathan Drake's last story.
Right. I think Last of Us Part 2 should be Ellie and Joel's last story, but I would be
especially
cool to
because
see...
Joel can't really do the next story.
Yeah. However, if we went
He's a
back...
ghost. Didn't you know that the virus is from ghosts?
But if we went back and, did one in the interim between either 1 and 2... No, with that one, it would be in between the prologue and the beginning of 1. Like, if we did a game in there, or if we got to see him do more actions outside of what we saw with him and Ellie in 2, in the flashbacks, I would be incredibly interested in.
I hope
honestly,
they go
fuck
for
Joel.
spin-offs.
Do that as like DLC bullshit.
I wonder if they're gonna do DLC with this game, because they didn't even put in
They
an
did with Left Behind.
They did, but the thing is they also had a multiplayer aspect to the first game.
I mean,
And
there
this one
still
is-
technically a multiplayer for the second one coming.
Is there? I didn't think they had
Who
decided
the
that they
fuck
wanted to.
played the multiplayer of Last of Us?
The multiplayer was kind of interesting in Last of Us.
I heard it was alright.
It was
No, last I heard, they had just essentially delayed the multiplayer aspect, but it's still coming out at some point.
I think.
I mean, I could be wrong.
I think the only way for the future of, or the only smart way for the future of the series would be through spin-offs, just because of what they've done with the story. Because they took they knew they were taking a big risk, try to make you sympathize with Abby after what she did.
right, and
Like that was something
to some
they knew people were gonna hate it. They knew.
right. They had to have known going into it.
Okay.
I still, and I'm very happy that at the very least her voice actor got the support needed to win
That is ridiculous.
at the Game Awards, because she got so much hate for something that she literally could not control.
The hate is ridiculous.
If anything,
yeah.
like I said, Laura Bailey did phenomenal with what she had.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no faults of hers. It just that Abby's
She did too good of a job.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, people got confused. They're like, oh god,
What do I do?
Abby's a real person.
But like, yeah, Abby wasn't written the best. They tried to heavy hand some of her, things, but that falls onto the writer. That doesn't fall on the, the actor. Same thing with a movie.
Because of what had happened, how the story played out, and the general reception for the game being so split, do you think that they should have done the ending of the game? Keep that as like a canon ending, but do you think they should have had some alternative ways that this big narrative, ends, so some people can have their own headcanon and closure, so they would not necessarily go on hate mobs to and try to harass people?
I honestly don't. However, what I do think they should have done is, one, the leak was going to have really caused a problem. That much is clear. What they could have done is established it differently. And as I'm talking to you guys, I think I might actually be able to now sit down and write the review, because talking this through at this level is working very well. I think they should have established Abby first and then you play as Ellie. I think
That would be
they
kind of interesting.
should've-
Play as her for a little bit without any even like inkling of her overall MO, and then have that scene happen.
Right. I don't think I feel like they shouldn't have done it would be it, so what I feel like they should have done is cut out that first bit that it was the beginning where Abby comes looking for Joel. Cut that out and put that later in the game. Establish Abby, and it's more of like a mystery of you looking to figure out who's killing Abby's friends, and also everything else that was going on with like the tribe and stuff from there.
Well, a big problem with that is that they marketed the game around Ellie.
Well, that's the
thing. So
if
you started with Abby, people would have been mad.
They would have been mad, but there would have been mystery to it, because you'd still be asking, "Where's Ellie?"
Yeah,
there
wouldn't be blind fucking hatred.
And then there would be the shock. There would be the shock at the end, and you're of when you go and you find Ellie and you see her, and like you have tracked it all the way back to her, and also you've built up this rapport similar to how you did with the first game with Abby via watching her go through the grief of loss of her father, right? But also taking in that kid from their I guess the cult or whatever, the cult that is in Washington State at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like, it would have been a callback to the original game, and there was still this whole thing of mystery of like, okay, so where's Abby, where's Ellie? And yeah, it would have been kind of clear that you're building up to see that Ellie did it, but then you go back and now you're playing as Abby several months earlier in the winter when she goes and kills Joel.
I think that definitely would have,
and then that would have gone. That would have gone over better overall.
Or definitely, well, just because you have that Last of Us 1 background with Ellie or whatever. And does the game start with you playing as Ellie?
The game, I think you do like a couple things as Ellie before it switches you over to Abby. And then you play as Abby running in the snow in a blizzard. And then you switch back over to Ellie. You play as Ellie and you go looking for Joel.
Okay.
And it happens. And then it cuts it to future where Ellie's trying to cope. And she decides to go after Abby.
Because it takes a lot of work to build connection with a character.
Exactly.
And if you put it after the fucking, death of another beloved character, that's not going to go over well.
Exactly.
You have to, like you said, if you put it before, it wouldn't be maybe as strong of a bond because, nostalgia, but there would have been sympathy because, shoot bad guy of... If you shoot bad guy of the guy that of the people that kill Jill, I'm happy. I shoot the people that I know, I'm not happy. If you fucking build a connection with both sides, then it's just like shit. Like, who do I support more?
So the messaging behind the human, how human, quote unquote, the whole story is, I feel like that would have been received better if you have it as like this mystery where Abby's still having the flashbacks of like all of that happened. They allude to her father being killed. They talk about it a bit and how she can't get over it. Her flashbacks with her friends, they establish her and these characters and the cult. You go through the cult, you get this, you protect this kid. They lose their mom their sister. And you build up this character that is Abby, who we don't know at all, for a couple of hours. Yeah, and people are going to be like, yes.
Do you think, I don't really know squat about fucking Last of Us 2 or anything.
Right.
But it sounds like that Abby grew up in like a community of some sort. Do you think that maybe perhaps if they had introduced her into another piece of medium first, be it like comics or even a movie, that would kind of get past having to introduce
Maybe
her
even
before
DLC to the
death of
first game.
Joel,
It
or even DLC to the first game. Just introduce her separately, and then you won't have to worry about introducing her right after the death of Joel.
it's so the thing is that's not how they played it out. And I do kind of want to.
No, I'm just saying, like, how well do you think that would have worked?
Honestly, it probably, like, doing her entire bit as a DLC would have taken away from this game overall.
Well, no, not like the exact same story, or like similar, like a different time period or something. I don't know.
Just like a 30-minute like short film.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, that would have worked. But there is a flashback that kind of established her because she was a Firefly. Her dad was the surgeon who was going to have to kill Ellie in order to stop.
Wait, really?
Yeah, her dad was the surgeon.
They had to kill Ellie to get make a cure.
To get the cure.
Right.
Because it was, and they explain that why they were going to have to kill her, like what the medical procedure was, and it was that the how the immunity had been built up. It was built up like into her brain. Like that, it was in her brain.
Because that's what the fungus attacks.
Yeah, exactly. So there would be no way, because it's attached to her spinal cord and all kinds of stuff. There would have been no possible medical way to save her. Mm-hmm. Like, it was she's gonna die. Like, there was no other way to look at it.
I think they just assumed that people would understand, because it makes sense on like a numbers scale. Like, you kill one to save, everyone.
Yeah.
But since the first game, you built up that relationship, the ending of that game was basically that whole dilemma, and you didn't have a choice to make. It was made for you.
Exactly. And
they didn't play.
You build
it
up
seems like they kind of
connection. Yeah, you built up that connection with Ellie, and like a lot of people saw it as a father-daughter relationship and didn't see the other aspects of this is actually a bad thing, what he's doing. Yes, he's saving the girl that he has come to love as a new daughter, and that's a good, wholesome story.
But he's actually again,
exactly. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people took it as. But honestly, what he's doing is he's
fucking everyone over.
He's the villain.
He's the villain. It's not so much that he's the villain. He's making a selfish choice.
He's making a bad choice, but you
can understand why he's making it.
And it makes you question.
Which is what makes a good villain effective.
Exactly.
And it makes you question
but it's even harder
if you would make the right choice in that situation.
Exactly, because I'm going to tell you straight up, if it was my daughter or if it was my wife, I would have a hard time actually being able to say yes. I would probably have to have someone tell them for me while I leave or something. Like, I don't know if I could bring myself to do it. You know what I mean? The whole greater good aspect behind it.
Well, good thing that's not going to happen.
Right. So I definitely have good ideas for my full-on review now. But if she was established in another medium, it could have been useful. It could have been like a teaser for this game even. Maybe that was like they launch a demo and it's strictly that, and everyone's like, what does this mean? And it's kind of cryptic. There's just this weird Firefly establishing like part to it, and then you go into the game as Abby. Like, if they had done that way, I feel like it would have been incredibly more effective than how it was laid out, where it's Joel dies, Ellie goes on a rampage, you now play as Abby for a remainder of the game when you think it should be over and shut after the Abby section. You now play as Abby all the way up through everything else in like this, you're discovering your friends are dead and you know who did it.
That's just a consequence of them trying to make you sympathize with Abby.
Yeah, it feels disjointed. It
and
feels like
not
it's
doing
out of
it
place.
beforehand.
But if you rearrange the puzzle pieces a little bit and tweak it a little bit, it actually could have been a really compelling, very weird but compelling linear story.
It's just that unfortunately it wasn't, and therefore people got a little too angry over a video game.
Exactly. And that we talked about that a
People
lot
don't
more
get
than I
angry
thought
about
we were
video
going
games.
to. Holy shit.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about this maybe not taking more than like an hour.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah, we're not even through.
Speaking of, do you have any wrapping thoughts for Last of Us?
IN review TGRS coming in the next month or two.
Hopefully
Coming
it's
2021.
Coming 2021. Should I go through and re-record the game for PS5 footage or nah?
No.
I
don't
have
think
the
it's
whole
worth it.
game on the original
It's
PS4.
not like anyone watches anyway.
Yeah, that, and if you already know what you're going to cover, I don't think you need to refresh yourself up on the story.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Anyway, moving on. Matthew.
All right, so yeah, Matthew, go ahead.
So this isn't an honorable mention or anything, but I also think it doesn't count. But it was released in 2020, so Demon Souls. Or Demon Souls.
Ooh, Demon Souls. It's my first, proper Souls game. And I am still
Which I'm a little
in
bummed
starting
about because
room.
now you're going to be somewhat versed for Dark Souls when you finally get to play that.
The thing is I'm still in the starting room, James.
Oh, I know, but you're still going to be a smidge more prepared.
I mean, McGee, if you just don't like Souls games, you don't have to play them. Besides Dark Souls for the
Dark
sub,
Souls.
yeah, for the sub count.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to understand, and I may never be able to properly finish it, but I want to give it a proper try and learn it and try and understand that full satisfaction.
If you
'Cause
want to
I
try
got
to
tastes
understand
of it from Fallen Order. I got tastes of it, and I
if you
liked
want to try
that.
to understand it, I would recommend Bloodborne over any other one. If you can't get into Bloodborne and you can't understand it, you're not going to get the other ones.
Okay.
Bloodborne is a very good first Souls game if you're looking at From Software specifically.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I have also heard that Lords of the Fallen is pretty good as a first Souls game, because then you're not dragged down by the better games,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term. But I mean, you mentioned you got a little bit of that out of Jedi Fallen Order, which
Jedi Fallen
I can see a
Order
little
is
bit, but it's
very Sekiro-like from what I've seen.
Yes, it's very
it's a little more
Sekiro-like,
Sekiro-like.
but it's more of the
It's still that
having
like,
to replay the
Yeah.
fights because you keep failing and having to learn. And once you make that mistake, you're mad at yourself, kind of levels of and then when you finally do beat it, it's like that rush of
It's like,
adrenaline
Jesus
and satisfaction.
fucking
And you're just like, hot damn, I did it.
It's like you beat me thousands of times, but I beat you once.
Yeah, and you can see it, especially in that this video is 2020. It was part 20 of my Let's Play against the giant bat creature.
Oh, on Dathomir?
Yeah, on Dathomir. That thing kicked my ass so much. It kicked I got so mad I think I smashed the controller on the desk and walked away.
Jesus.
I got.
I mean, that being said,
I was trying not to get that mad, but I was just getting my ass handed
Sometimes
to me
it's hard.
time
Sometimes when you feel
again over
powerless,
again.
it's hard.
Yeah, so I just kind of the controller down after I had cut it, and while I was still trying to beat it with recording on in the background, and I walked away. And then I also got mad with the last boss fight, the final one in the game. Not Vader, but the last sister.
Not the cutscene boss fight.
Yeah, not the cutscene boss fight, but the last sister, because I felt like she was her AI was all of a sudden just using the unblockable moves super spammy. I'm like, this is not how the rest of the game has played out. They've been more balanced.
Well, I do have to say, Souls games tread a pretty good line as far as fairness goes, and just for the little bit of time I spent with Jedi Fallen Order, I spent not even 5 hours with it probably. You can definitely feel that it's not quite as fair.
Okay.
Like it's a lot easier to get overwhelmed with bullshit, and that does make it a lot more frustrating when you lose. That being said, though, I mean, with, the Souls games, it is also very easy to get caught into the loop of, motherfucker, I've already done this 5 times.
Yeah. I mean, a big thing with Souls, though, is that they somehow design it in such a way that even when you're fucking pissed, you want to fucking kill somebody, you can die and go, why did I mess up?
It's very... the Souls games are very good about it being your fault that you died.
It's a big reason.
There have been a few
that I play them.
instances... Honestly, that's one of the best things about them. I mean, there have been instances where I'm like, motherfucker, I shouldn't have died.
I got that a lot with some
point,
Demon Souls areas, let me tell you.
I remember at one point in... I think it was Dark Souls 1 when I was playing it on my PC. I just clipped through the floor at one point and I died. And I'm like, okay, well, that was definitely not my fault. But for the most part, I mean, they're pretty fair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well the Demon Souls remake stacks because I haven't played it.
Okay, it's basically just Demon Souls. So there are lots of growing pains with just FromSoft as a game developer. And the formula is not solid. There's a lot of puzzle bosses, which is fun.
Which that was cool about Demon Souls, because basically all the other games are just like, yes, do knock them down, hit them a bunch.
It's fun until like you get to Dragon God. Dragon God's a little piece of shit. Because Dragon God, yeah, you basically have to get to him, fire 2 ballistas, and then get to the middle, and then he's a very easy conceptually. In practice, his AI just kind of sees you through barriers you're supposed to hide behind. It's a stealth segment in a Souls game, and the AI is not meant for it, and it fucks you over.
And I'm assuming that's an issue that Remake has had.
Remake, my biggest complaint with Remake is it changed practically nothing gameplay-wise, which a lot of people see as a pro. But it made quality of life improvements, which are, the biggest changes they made, which, sure, balanced it a little bit with the grasses, because healing in that game is ridiculous. But, I mean, they could have added, they could have added, like, a plunge attack. Why didn't they do that?
There's not even a plunge attack?
No, there's not.
Okay.
They could have added jumping.
Does it have the ridiculous fall damage?
I mean, most Souls do.
Well, no, but I mean, Demon Souls, God, you can fall for so long and lose very little health.
From what I've seen, it just seems the same than when I played on PS3. So, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's the biggest thing.
It's
like,
fun
I am very hard pressed to call it a 2020 game because it's very 2009.
Well, that's what they wanted to accomplish, was just bring it visually to the modern time, not change how it was.
And I completely understand that. But if you're going, like, no matter what order you played them in, if you've played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, some other Souls-like games, Sekiro, you come back to this, and it doesn't have the same degree of, that was my fault. A lot of it, or there's a good majority of it, where it's like, what the fuck? Because there's a lot of segments, mainly in the Shrine of Storms, towards the second boss, because each boss has 3 areas, where it feels like horrible Dark Souls, like the worst Dark Souls 2 and 3 got with enemy spam, combined with enemies with too high defense to even make it justifiable.
So I have to ask, Matthew, you can speak to this better than either Terrell or myself can, regarding the Shadow of the Colossus remake, which was also done by Blue Point. Were they as strict with keeping it so faithful to the original?
Yes, they were.
If anything, I think they were stricter, and that's just from the little bit I know.
No, they added a new sword and new collectibles.
Really?
They did. It doesn't change much. It just does more damage than an unlockable sword.
Okay.
Like the last unlockable sword or whatever, but they did add something. The difference I feel between this and that is Shadow of the Colossus, obviously PS2 version, it ran. It did in fact run on a PS2, but the PS3 version, they fucked up the physics because it wasn't lagging anymore. So I feel like Shadow of the Colossus is a little different because they made the game playable as intended at good frame rates and just like a better solid experience because, visuals, frame rates, physics, they all lined up once again.
Right.
They kind of corrected
but basically,
the game.
though, it's not unexpected that they didn't change a whole lot. It's just still somewhat unfortunate that they didn't.
I wish they added more. They added an armor set of a boss, I believe, for the remake of Demon's Souls. I believe that's it.
That's kind of disappointing. That being said, though, I mean, they could always, it would be interesting to see maybe, like, DLC.
I doubt it. Considering FromSoft had nothing to do with this remake, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can hope.
And honestly, I hope this is their last remake. Because if they're this good at copying games without even using the original source code, because I doubt they have the original source code, why they need to make their own fucking game?
I mean, Bluepoint's bread and butter has always been ports and remasters and all
but
that.
They've expressed wanting to make a game.
That's what they're meant for. I feel like maybe if they could have like a separate division for their own game development. But no, I mean, they've always been a porting studio.
I know what James wants ported.
What?
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale by Bluepoint.
Well, I mean, that'd be an easy enough port.
Maybe they can make it a good game. Maybe
Video coming soon on Internet Nobodies.
Yeah, I'll kill you. Shoot, what was my train of thought?
Bluepoint.
But yeah, no, Bluepoint, they, yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason they can turn around the ports relatively quick. I mean, when did the Shadow of the Colossus port come out anyways?
2018.
Yeah, so it was a 2-year difference between, I mean...
They would have had to have been working on both of them, I'm sure.
Oh, especially with...
I'm sure there was some overlap. But no, they're not going to make their own games anytime soon. I think they're just going to stick with porting and doing what they need to, because that's what they do.
And they're damn good at it.
Maybe they'll make like another studio called like Red Dot or something.
Stop.
I mean, Japan's studio is shutting down. So, who knows?
What?
Yeah, Japan, they're slowly shutting it down.
No. What?
They're slowly shutting down Japan's studio.
Are you fucking joking?
No, sir.
Like confirmed slowly, or it's just on a downward trend?
They've started laying people off.
Oh.
And most of the...
I mean, that being said...
No, most of the people
Corona.
they're laying off are the creative heads.
Oh.
And that's the bad part.
That being said, that might also be somewhat to the benefit of everyone, because there are IPs that Japan Studio doesn't use. Like, let's say, Freedom Wars. It'd be awesome to see, a different studio be able to, actually use that instead of it just sitting in fucking Japan Studio's vault forever and nothing happening.
I mean, maybe if it dies, we can get Bloodborne on literally anything other than a PS4.
You know what we're gonna get?
Can they just patch it for the PS5? Can we get
We're gonna get America Studios.
I wouldn't be surprised
because Sony's acting so much
Sony's
more
all
Western.
because Sony's they moved their PlayStation thing to California.
Throughout Christmas, and this is a side note, throughout the Christmas season in Japan, the PS5 competed with the PS4 for sales in Japan. Like, they're not even prioritizing Japan.
Yeah.
They really weren't prioritizing us either, as it was the same thing. The PS4 was competing for, like, sales with the PS5, but people just gave up with the PS5, it felt like. Yeah. But, like, had we had normal distribution and everything, it would have fucking just competed. It would have... Like, they did not compete. They're not really focusing on Japan anymore, it feels like. Okay. And it's kind of sad.
I should wrap up some Demon Souls.
Yeah, go ahead and wrap it up.
Basically, even if you're the most diehard Souls fan, do not buy a PS5 just to play Demon Souls. That is a horrible financial decision, no matter what, your excuse would be. So yeah, don't do that. And I wish FromSoft would work with them. I wish they added that missing content they plan to add. And even if I didn't have those hopes, like, rating the game visually, it's the best game ever. Like, it looks beautiful, and I don't even think it has ray tracing in the lighting.
It doesn't.
But
it looks great.
Yeah, it looks amazing. But the fucking gameplay is just unrefined Souls, and it is... the gameplay, I don't think it's worth $60. You're mainly paying for the visuals.
All right.
With that being said, this is still one of your top games.
Oh yeah, because it's a Souls game. I mean,
yeah, absolutely, it's a goddamn Souls game.
Yeah, it's just like how I fucking bash Dark Souls 2 all the time, every day, every minute, but it's my favorite.
This is the kind of relationship.
Yeah, remember that stream where everyone was like, "No," and you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, everyone was like, "Fuck Dark Souls 2," and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck Dark Souls 2."
I love it. Anyway, James.
Yes, so I'm really disappointed that neither of you have mentioned this up to this point. I don't know, it's more so an honorable mention. I didn't play enough like new games this year.
I've played a lot of
but
new
I'm just
games.
I'm just gonna say Mario 3D
Hell
All-Stars.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, baby.
I mean,
this is something
on my list. I just put it as like my favorite overall game.
The thing is it wasn't competing. It's just it was.
It wasn't even new.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game that the three of us are intimately familiar with at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I am so
upset that I never played Galaxy on the Wii. That was my first console, and I did not have Galaxy, and I'm about to finish Galaxy completely, and I am completely kicking myself because I fucking love it.
Dude.
I mean, Galaxy is good. I'm still a little disappointed they didn't have Galaxy 2.
Yeah,
me too.
Which they might at some point. We will see.
They could totally, like, in March be like, we have one last surprise for everyone who got the game. And then here's the Galaxy 2.
And just as like a big fuck you to all the people that didn't get to get it.
Bitch, that's what GameStop's for. We're going to have copies for years.
I mean, have you seen the copies at Walmart? They're everywhere.
Yeah, we got a shipment in last week.
It'll probably take like a year for them to run out.
We got a shipment in last week that had easily 35 copies.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, those copies are going to be around for a while. They're just, you'll know when it's starting to, when all the new copies are gone, you'll know that it's been officially completely phased out.
Right.
I'm just glad 3D All-Stars exists because it let me finally like beat Sunshine in 64. Because before
I mean, Matthew, you 100%ed all three of the games in like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah. It was scary.
It was disturbing.
I mean,
James, how far were you in any of the games when he did those?
Oh, I don't even know. I think I was still plugging away at 64.
I started with Sunshine, and then like this urge came over me to not only deal with Sunshine's bullshit, because Sunshine has a lot of bullshit.
It does.
But also just to keep fucking going. And by the time I was done with Galaxy, I was tired of Mario. I don't want to look at the 3D Marios for a bit.
Not gonna play
those three games.
I don't use I don't use this word a lot to describe many things, but I was troubled by how much Mario you played.
Yeah, because I was like, I had played a little bit of Sunshine for the nostalgia, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put that down and come back to it. I'm gonna focus on Galaxy.
I feel
'cause
like
I had
3D
not
All Stars is like
experienced it.
meant to be
And
played
then
by
you
like
just
swapping.
went ape shit.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I have maybe like 105 stars in 64. I beat Sunshine, and I barely touched Galaxy. In my personal life, though, I have 100%ed Galaxy. I've beat Sunshine. My biggest accomplishment with 3D All Stars, though, was the fact that I fucking I did the pachinko machine on one try.
Ow.
Get on my level. I did
how?
the squid thing on one try.
The squid thing.
What squid?
The squid race
Belief.
where you have to make it in that under 30, under 45 seconds, I think it is. I made it in
Oh,
under
that's so
30. My first attempt ever doing it, I made it under 30.
Honestly, I loved doing the blooper races as a kid, especially because when you learned that you could jump over the barriers,
You're
like,
like,
this is
you're like, I
cool.
broke the game. I'm cheating. I'm breaking the game.
Yeah, like this isn't supposed to happen.
I had a friend almost punch me in the face the first time I did that under 30 seconds.
I think
Really?
I think
Yeah,
your
he
friend
was
is
like, "Oh, I hate
little
this
bad."
part," and he's like, he handed me the controller. I just did it, and I'm just like, "Hi," and he like legitimately
friend
was
just
so
sucks.
mad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your friend
There's a
sounds-
reason
your-
why
your
we're not friends anymore, James.
Oh shit!
I have no
So
idea
they
what you're
sucked
talking about.
worse than you at something, so you're like, you know what? Get the fuck out of my face.
It was more I changed schools, I moved away.
Ah.
They're still going to UNC in Greeley, and we just don't talk.
I'm gonna say something a little controversial.
Okay.
I believe that after playing all three of them, if you're not insane and tried 100% Sunshine, if you play Galaxy last, it feels a little underwhelming.
Oh, it does. It does. That being said, I mean, Galaxy is still a
It's-
great game.
Oh, it is.
But
Even
honestly, it
compared to
doesn't-
Sunshine, I found. But that might be because I started with Sunshine. I think if I went in release year order, I might think different. Because I got
It's a little
refreshed
hard to.
because I got 64 right before Galaxy. I played Sunshine 64 Galaxy. So maybe that fucking, 96 game design might have just, changed the way I saw Galaxy a little bit.
I felt like, so when I
the
was
better.
playing
Or, I guess,
Galaxy,
for the worse.
I felt like it was the most true like innovation to the 3D Mario space to it, but still
Yes,
had
asterisk.
but it still had the movement of 64. I thought Odyssey had really good comparison to 64. No, they had already perfected that.
I think.
And honestly, I felt like
I mean,
Odyssey was a step down from Galaxy.
Galaxy is the
overall.
reason there's two types of 3D Marios now.
That is true.
There's-
Galaxy.
there's linear
it Really was
progression.
like the precursor to the linear ones.
Yeah, there's linear progression, and then there's, the traditional, collectathon.
Yeah.
I do have to say, maybe part of the reason that Galaxy feels so underwhelming is that apart from the gravity manipulation, the levels themselves are not boring or basic, but they're nothing to write home about.
I mean, you know what I think it is? Galaxy is not good for just blasting through it. I don't like.
It's something that you enjoy over time.
I feel like the other two, you could definitely just go through as quick as possible and still have fun because you have some. Well, because the world is changing. It's not, small, fucking very different locations.
Yeah.
But also, there's a little bit of pacing with Galaxy, like how you have to beat the game, and then you get the final purple coin, like meteors unlocked, and then you have to beat the game again to get Luigi. That is stupid.
Also, something I'm thinking about in retrospect regarding Galaxy is that it feels oddly stiff to play.
It does. That is
and
my
that's
big
even
complaint.
in relation to 64. Like 64 feels a little more smooth than Galaxy does, which is strange. I mean, obviously not nearly as smooth as Sunshine because that game plays like fucking butter. But like thinking about it, Galaxy is stiff.
There's
It
some
just doesn't
things in
suffer.
the
It just
Mario
doesn't suffer from
Sunshine-
early 3D. That's why I think it kind of gets away with it.
The biggest thing with Sunshine is like the platforming aspects. I think it does well. I feel like everything, like it plays like butter, but it feels almost like you are running on butter sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
You are.
you legitimately are. Like it's so smooth, it's too smooth. And I feel like they may have overcorrected in Galaxy, but it's not a bad thing because they finally struck the happy medium. I haven't played Galaxy 2 for reference. I don't know. I'm assuming it plays very similar.
Galaxy 2 is just more Galaxy.
Basically the same.
Okay, so then yeah, no real
If
big
you
improvement.
if you like,
I
Galaxy,
feel like that
you'll like Galaxy 2.
that Galaxy was an overcorrection in like overall controlling of Mario.
Well, I
And
think
then
it's because
they've
of big.
struck the balance with Odyssey. You know what I mean?
I think
Like the
I
perfect
think it's because of
3D
one of the
balance.
biggest criticisms of Sunshine, because people are like, obviously when you get Flood taken away, you lose. I think more than half of your moveset.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mario cannot do
Shit.
much of anything on his own in Sunshine. If they had just carried over the moveset from 64, that would have made the Floodless levels way easier. And I mean, I always thought they were fun, but it would make them less of a hassle to go back to.
It's true.
Well, I think you need to play the game a bit differently, because obviously, yes, in the Floodless levels, it's a little rough. It's not fun sometimes, but with Flood, you can do some pretty cool things that you can't do in other 3D Mario games. But if you're, they just give Flood to you. It's the only game with Flood, so you just they're just like, here, learn this completely different way to play Mario, and then be okay with it, and we're never gonna touch it again.
Yeah, it definitely would have been better, because they do really shoot you in the foot. It would have been better to make Mario easier to play without Flood. Honestly, if they'd even gone a few levels without it, that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because Flood, yes, he lets you do really cool stuff with changing your fucking momentum ridiculously with the fucking sliding across the ground, or or just allowing boss fights to not just be run behind them and grab them, but then you also get fucking other issues like, hey, you don't have Flood, so you can't really jump.
No jumpy.
You can, but you
Just
better
not
fucking
nearly as
commit.
high.
Because you cannot control your fucking midair. You can't control where you are after you press A. You commit.
Yeah, the only thing you can do after you jump is jump again and then jump a third time. That's it.
Yeah, in 64, if you fucking jump and you crank that stick backwards, you could save your life.
Alright, so that did kind of turn into Mario 3D All-Stars review.
Well, there's the thing I wanted to do for Christmas.
Well, if it's a fucking review, then fuck, I gotta fucking rant about some blue coins.
No!
Later.
Coming 2021.
Just use a guide. Just don't bother.
Use a guide.
Or don't bother. I like the don't bother part.
Matthew's a perfectionist. He's not a completionist, he's a perfectionist.
Okay, so with that, I have said my top 3 games. We can keep going if you guys like.
Yeah, I got one more.
I do
You got
want
one
to talk
more?
about one more as well, and then I was gonna do a separate video on my own channel going over my top 5 and 10 and shit like that.
All right.
Why not just put it on Internet Nobodies?
Because he
might as
wants
well.
he has
Thursday.
a different creative direction. Actually, yeah, anything
No.
just post on the Internet Nobodies.
Yeah, honestly. just
Fucking at this point, I
grab
might
some
just
COD
start.
gameplay.
I might just start putting fucking shit posts on Internet Nobodies. I don't even
No.
fucking care anymore.
You say this every time, and every time I hold you down, and I will give you who's got April 1st this year.
Probably no one.
I don't know.
Here, hold on. I will look ahead just to see.
I can't do that.
April 1st is a Thursday.
April 1st is a Thursday, meaning... Oh, I'm looking at it. It would be James's week.
That means we'll get it out on time.
It'll be James's week on March 31st. So, I don't know. Matthew just put out a review on fucking the first. Just make a video for the first, and that'll be your shitpost every year. You can have it. It's your day.
I got it. I'll go over the Great Pornhub Purge.
Actually, that would be interesting if you actually go in depth with it. I'd be fascinated.
No, I'll just review Pornhub pre-purge and post-purge.
God damn it.
I'm noticing there's a lot of stuff on there that hasn't been on, or that's been missing, and I'm a little disappointed.
They went from 13 million videos to 2.
Yeah.
Really?
Anything that's not verified doesn't exist.
Yeah. Or if it does, it won't for long.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the controversy that only that site gets when every other site is like basically the same, they were just done with it.
Yeah, they literally just cranked that stick so fucking hard.
They're like, fine, fuck it, stop complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really used Flood to change their direction.
Oh, you silly.
Oh, I hate you.
All right, Terrell.
Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, my overall game that I've enjoyed the most this year, and that I really, really didn't know what to expect for. It was on my interest last year in 2019, going into 2020, and it became my favorite. Was Ghost of Tsushima. I fucking love that game. It's so goddamn good. It should have won Game of the fucking Year.
That PS5 patch, though.
Oh my god, that's so nice. Just that game.
Yeah.
It loaded surprisingly fast on the base PS4. It played like fucking butter. The sword play is fast, but also
Dude, I need to play
more in depth. The story overall is compelling. The traveling around and doing things, it reminds me of Breath of the Wild, and it's just like a random encounter. Oh damn, hey, I'm now doing this. I am still so sidetracked in that fucking game that I have not progressed the story, and I think in the last 20 hours that I've put into it.
I bought that game to play on my PS5 because it was like $20, and I haven't touched it.
I recommend it. It is a great game. Sucker Punch, when they come in, they really do punch out a good game.
Shut the fuck up. It's only acceptable when I do it.
Shut the fuck up. You're not a dad yet.
I probably never will be. Hopefully never will be.
Hopefully, I'm thinking about getting clipped.
Whoa.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it either, but that's a video for another day.
Yeah, but that Ghost of Tsushima is a phenomenal game. I've greatly enjoyed it. And I was playing it through, and I just decided when I got the PS5, I could transfer my save data over. Or I could just start over, and I started over. and I just experienced it all again. And I'm going through it all again.
I mean, isn't that one of the few games that got a proper PS5 patch to override the PS4 Pro features?
Yep.
They need to do that with God of War.
They did do it with God of War.
Did they?
I think they did.
Because the performance mode is still 10. Yeah, performance mode is 1080 60, and the cinematic mode is still only 4K 30.
I feel like they did because people were talking about how the God of War got a patch for the PS5. So
I think it just used the extra horsepower for the PS4 features or the Pro features. I think that's all it did.
Probably. Maybe it was a more consistent experience.
Oh yeah, it's lock 60. These next gen consoles are fucking monsters.
Comparatively.
Unless it turns God of Thor into a better game, I don't care.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't like that game.
That doesn't
fucking shots fizzity fired. I don't hate the game. It's just not.
It's like I don't hate it. I just hate it. I'm gonna play the sequel, but I'm still gonna hate it.
Oh, I will. I will hate every minute of it.
He'll hate it so good he'll get a platinum.
Ooh. I mean, yeah.
I probably will too.
I just predicted the
maybe
future.
my God of Thor video will come out in 2021. We'll see. I've done a little bit of preliminary work on it.
I don't know if God of War, the new one, is slated to come out this year. So even if you waited till 2022, I feel like you'd be okay. That is, of course, if we make it to 2022, because at this rate, we're not.
Yeah, 2021's already off to an interesting start.
Yep.
Matthew, you had one more game to talk about, right?
Yep, I do. It's a game that nobody likes. I am going to be talking about the Death Stranding.
I like it.
Do you? Did you play it?
I watched Brandon play it a little while, and I enjoyed it
did
to the
Brandon
point where
beat
I
it?
picked it up. He's working on it.
He's working on it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start playing it here fairly soon because I picked it up on my PC, as well as Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm gonna start both playing those here fairly soon.
James, as a Metal Gear fan, do you have any thoughts about Death Stranding and having not played it?
I haven't spent any time with it. It looks really boring. That being said, the gameplay itself looks like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh,
least
that's more of a
what I've
that's
seen.
more of a shot towards MGS5 because
I mean, kind of exactly what I'm getting at with that. But no, I mean, it looks fine. I understand, Kojima's whole shtick is to be kind of stupid with game design.
well, he's also good at game design, so it's weird.
He's very artsy with game design. How about that?
Yeah.
So, no, for what it is, again, not having played it, I feel like he nailed it. Anything else, I mean, Norman Reedus is drinking Monster Energy.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
You got your little
Mads
baby.
Mikkelsen is there, I guess. Guillermo del Toro is there.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't look up anything about Death Stranding, I didn't know anything about it until I played it. Because I didn't know what to think. I was waiting for it to come to PC, and then it was on sale for half off, so I finally bought it. And I was not expecting to be as interested in it as I was.
The only thing I know about the game that was actually somewhat, intriguing was, God, I don't remember his name. I heard about this in a podcast, but there's, this dude that dies every, 10 minutes.
Oh, Hartman, yeah.
Oh, was it Heartman?
Yeah.
I thought it was like Deathman or something. All right.
No, Dead Man is a character, though.
Oh, of course he is.
Yeah, of course. Kojima.
Who else is popping up? Another Robot Master?
A what?
Robot Master, Mega Man.
Oh.
Yeah, Heartman, Dead Man. Sound like shitty Mega Man bosses. But no, that's the only thing I really even know about it, and it sounded, kind of weird and interesting.
I mean,
that's basically
obviously, I can't explain a lot of shit because, it's a 60-hour game. It's Kojima's longest game.
Well, and it's a Kojima game. You have to play through it 4 or 5 times before you understand.
I mean, once you get past the what the fuck's going on, and the game gives you its Kojima explanation where it's it's this thing, that thing, yes, that thing, as opposed to this thing, which is not that thing, but it might be that thing. The classic Kojima writing. It happens in Metal Gear all the time. Once you get past that, it's understandable, and I think it's an enjoyable story. And a big thing that was divisive was definitely the gameplay.
I like walking simulators, so...
Well, I don't know, it is a walking simulator, but I can't call it that, because a walking simulator, you just walk mindlessly and listen to the story. Death Stranding, it's inventory management and fucking... it makes you care about your fucking packages. You're post-apocalyptic fucking Amazon man. You're fucking trying to get everyone's their package, and the game does something to you that just makes you care more about the fucking packages than you. If this guy wants a pizza and it has to stay flat, God damn it, you're gonna make sure that pizza's flat.
Oh
Like
God.
it conditions you to not care about yourself as much or your needs, but with the NPCs and other players, because the multiplayer aspect is all passive, and all it is just beneficial to everyone. You know, you drop packages in another player's world, they can pick it up and deliver it for you, or store it somewhere else it's safe so someone else can deliver it. Fucking you can leave stuff, build structures, and then other players' worlds it'll show up. It's very helpful. There's nothing you can do that can harm other people. It's just a big like community game about just working together after society's collapsed.
So what I'm hearing is you can't, like, steal a package that someone just delivered. Like,
No, you can't.
Damn.
But it. Like, everything that you do to help other people also rewards you, so you're helping yourself and them.
Well, that's no fun. It's only fun if you can actively fuck over other people.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that if you're not sure, don't buy it full price. But if you can get into the gameplay loop, then it's a very enjoyable experience. And, if you like Kojima's storytelling, then you're going to enjoy it that much more.
All right, fair enough. I'm sure I'll play it at some point, but
it's a long
maybe
one,
I'll
though.
replay MGS before I do that.
The nanomachines.
The nano
Colonel.
machines.
It's
Trying
funny
to
you
sneak
say
past
that.
These guards.
My cheeks are I'm too stomach thick.
No. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak past these guards, but I'm dummy thick, and the sound of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
No.
Oh my god.
God damn it. I fucking hate you.
My dad's probably upstairs like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, I'm sure my mom is the exact same way.
All right, any more thoughts on Death Stranding?
No, it's
I
just,
look forward to playing it within the new year.
I'm just pleasantly surprised by it, and I hope that whatever Kojima decides to do in the future, he puts the same amount of care as he did into this game.
It's gonna be a horror game, whatever it is.
I heard him and his team were actually working on doing a movie.
That I had heard too, which is gonna be
So
really
basically
interesting.
the thing that he's wanted to do for like 20
Which
years.
I
But
don't
the
think
thing is
will
we're
work
gonna have to
because-
sit in the movie theater for 6 fucking hours.
No, because movies, they got to be like 3 hours maximum.
Nah, he's gonna make a 6-hour-long movie, and
And
every
I-
Metal
and-
Gear fan is gonna sit their ass in there and take a bottle to piss in.
Yeah, they will, and I just don't fucking get it because like Kojima,
Actually-
you need your long fucking times. Games give you that time. Just use it.
Actually, if he makes a movie and it is 6 hours, by happenstance, if it
Make
is
a
shown
TV show.
well, no, if it is made that way, he has. I feel like he knows that he would have to write in a natural point for it to pause, because movie theaters by law, I think it's at 3 hours, they have to give you a intermission.
I mean, he does that in his games already.
Yeah,
Like
so
with
he
that
would
character,
write in some natural points if it was 6 hours long to where you go and you piss and you shit and you come
Yeah.
back.
I mean, like with that character that James had heard about, he's alive 21 minutes, stops his heart for 3 minutes, and then comes back because of weird afterlife-y story stuff. The first time you meet him, he dies, and it's a thing he knows, and he's fine with it. And you have to wait for him to come back for 3 minutes. You just gotta sit there. You just gotta wait. You can't walk around. You can't do anything. You can look at things, but that's it.
What if the screen just turns black in the movie theater and you just have to just sit there?
Or like the fucking character just like falls asleep.
And
It's like,
the
okay, we're
theater
doing this
staff
now.
are like, "What are we doing?"
Alright, so I have a few like runner-ups that I'm not gonna get like super into. like the Bayonetta Vanquish bundle that came out this year, which I was very surprised about. Love Mayo. Devil May Cry 3 on Switch came out, which is nice because it, had like the
style switching,
active weapon switching, which was nice, and the style switching. Outer Worlds was a lot of fun. I'd say though probably
Outer
the
Worlds
main
came out this
one
year?
that, I mean, according to the things I found,
No, it came out for the Switch this year. That's what happened.
and on Steam this year.
It did also land on Steam this year. That's right.
yeah, it counts then.
Yeah, it counts.
But I mean, I would be pretty malign not to talk about Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah, that one was on my list, but I just glossed over it since I talked about other topics.
I don't think I'm a long-term Animal Crossing player. I think once I get past the main things, I'm just kind of like, all right, you guys you're self-sufficient. I'm gone.
So yes and no, Matthew.
I keep popping back into
because one of the biggest issues that New Horizons had is that it was so limited because they wanted to add all the additional content on as DLC, or as updates rather. Essentially fucking DLC.
Essentially.
That really did take away from not necessarily the nature or the core of Animal Crossing, but it took away from a lot of the time investment to it, because instead of, spending all the time doing, these 5 or 6 other things, you were, especially for the first month, you were stuck picking up fucking twigs. And I mean, I felt that. I mean, you guys know better than anything. I dropped off super hard. I was playing constantly, and then I just stopped.
I was the same way.
I mean, I log on and I try to find something to do, but I'm like, either it'll take way too much work that I'm willing to put in for this, or I have to wait for, like, I have to get more money to move things around. So I gotta wait for my fucking fruit to grow back so I can fucking sell it again.
Matthew, I highly recommend maybe sometime this upcoming year or even the next year, just restart.
I mean, I also have New Leaf.
Yeah, honestly, play New Leaf. New Leaf was better in my opinion because it already has everything in it. You can jump on whenever. I feel like all the writing was a little bit better. You saw less of the same lines repeated from the animals, which was nice. Because honestly, like, they incentivize you to talk to the animals more in New Horizons because they will give you new lines sometimes, and then most of the time they're just like, hey, you have nothing better to do than to talk to me, right? It's like, okay, well, that makes me not want to talk to you.
I only sometimes get on for holidays now. Like New Year's I got on. That was cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
I haven't been on since like April.
And then obviously New Year's my birthday, and it was like, oh, you guys remembered my birthday. That's cool.
I sent you a message in Discord.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, the animals remembered. And it's like, yeah, I put it in, but it's just kind of like, oh, after I neglect them for like 7 months, they still remember me.
I mean, you talk neglected. I mean, at least you've hopped on. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't touched it since at least.
And then
April.
I feel like the asshole. I'm like, I didn't show up on your birthday. I didn't show up on Christmas. Like, what the?
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. There were Animal Crossing's on here probably because it had the highest potential for what it could have been, and it unfortunately, in my opinion, did not reach that.
And
potential.
It sold so much.
It did. It's still one
swelling.
of, if not the
it's
best-selling
selling
Switch game.
It is. So it's not Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 still has a lead, but it is hand over fist levels of catching it.
It sold so much they brought back the limited edition Switch.
It's probably because Nintendo got so mad with how much they were reselling for.
Well,
and
no,
just to spite them.
What did it sell? 30 million copies?
Yeah, it was something
it's
absolute.
Huge.
It sold out so fast. Like, we still sold out over Christmas.
If it weren't for the fucking pandemic, I don't think it would have done anywhere near as well.
Oh no, it was actually the most perfect storm.
It would have done well, but not
that
what it
well.
did.
But
I feel like it still, I feel like it still would have done pretty well.
it was Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
There was
if
hype
people
behind
weren't
it.
stuck inside.
But then it just, again, it landed at such a pivotal point in the year that it was perfect.
Like, that delay from September to March was unintentionally the best sales decision Nintendo ever made.
And they could not have foreseen that with the most wizard of shit.
Yeah, with the most astute Nintendo ninjas. They wouldn't have predicted it.
Yeah, they couldn't, like, you couldn't write that was that perfect. Like, that would be, this is perfection on a scale that has never been seen.
Like, wasn't it within, like, a week or two?
Oh, like the lockdown?
Yeah. I think it was the week before.
God
Yeah, it was
damn.
pretty close.
Because I was in quarantine already because I had a scare. I had a COVID scare early on, so I was stuck at home. I could not go pick up my copy. I had to call the GameStop, and since I had pre-ordered it at the Flatirons location, because that's where I was going up there to visit friends at work, and I just popped in and pre-ordered it. Since they knew my friend worked in the mall and knew how close I was to them, that they actually bended the rule for me. So they could pick up my game since it was paid off.
Animal Crossing is a fucking... I don't even know what happened. Like, just because of Animal Crossing, my two sisters got fucking Switch Lights, and the fucking she-demon that is my stepmom fucking bought a Switch, and each of them bought Animal Crossing.
Really?
Yours? I think I've met your stepmom.
You know, I'm just going to hope you didn't.
I think I did, because this absolute bitch came walking up and demanded two fucking Switches.
Oh, no. I bought the Switches for them because they didn't want to go out. And plus, she puts on a face in public. You wouldn't know she's a bitch.
Then I've met someone very similar, because she came storming into my GameStop, demanded two Switches, and then when I told her, no, I cannot sell you two, because there is a limit that I am currently held to as to one per household, she gave her debit card to someone else in line.
It's like, at least walk out of the store. Come on.
And I was like, fuck it. And I would just said, if I get fired for this, I will fight it to the nail. I will fight Yechon. I will be like, there was absolutely nothing I could do. And I had a line out my goddamn door. And I was alone. I didn't want to call you or Victor because it wasn't going to do me any good. You would have just bended the rule this one time. So I just said no, and she made up her own mind.
Retail sucks.
Retail sucks. Horror stories from GameStop. Do you have any PS5s? You got any news on those Xboxes? No.
All right.
You got any news on them
for...
non-existent graphics cards?
I wish.
I'm just going to wait till fucking next generation, dude. I can wait 2 years.
So we have been at this for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Which, much longer time investment than we had talked.
I've got a pee.
Do you guys want to talk about maybe some of the games you've enjoyed the most in 2020, at least for a few minutes, or do you want to just end it?
I mean, we've already kind of talked about them. Just 3D All-Stars and Death Stranding have probably
that weren't made
like
in 2020.
Games that could have been released any time. Just that you have enjoyed in 2020.
Oh, any? I mean, probably Metal Gears. I'm starting to replay through them. I replay through them once a year.
I've started playing older Pokemon games, and I'm actually having a lot more fun with those than I did Sword. Even though like Sword is the first one and like got me into it, I've been enjoying those. As well as
now you can at least understand why people are upset with Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I understand it completely. I've enjoyed Persona a great deal because I had a lot of free time. Those the Miku games, the rhythm games, I've enjoyed those quite a good bit in my free time.
Fucking weeb.
Shut the fuck up, Matthew. You play them too. You've reviewed one.
Oh yeah, I did.
Also, there is a rhythm game that I wanted to recommend you that I've enjoyed greatly this year, and it's the Kingdom Hearts one actually. Because you've talked about how there's a lack of good rhythm games. I would say that one's pretty good.
Yeah, but one, it's Kingdom Hearts that I'm not really into, and two, it's $60.
I'll let you know when it goes on sale.
And it's Square Enix. I don't know when it's gonna go on sale.
I'll let you know when it goes on sale.
All right.
Because at the very least, Kingdom Hearts has very pretty music and pretty good. And it's overall a good rhythm game. It's overall
I'm sure.
a good rhythm
It's
game.
just that after trying to play it myself and seeing James, I mean, James got farther through Kingdom Hearts than I did, and fucking.
I've gotten in further than either of you
repeatedly.
in Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts to me is like some people with Pokemon. Like some people are like, yeah, if I played it when I was younger, I'd get into it. It's probably me.
Honestly, and this is probably the best part. It lays out the fucking story.
I mean, because it is a fucking canon entry, isn't it?
Yes, but the whole melody of memory, it literally lays out the fucking story as you progress through the rhythm game. So if you just play, you'll understand the story, and now you don't need to play any of the other games. At least not really.
Yay.
Which, as someone who does not want to go through all of them, and just kind of wants to play 3 because it had really good action, it's very nice.
The only reason I would want to
Hearts
play
Power
them,
Hour.
the only reason I would want to play one is for the fucking secret Sephiroth fight because it's cool.
Sephiroth.
Other than that, no.
Yeah. Anyway, I know you look for good rhythm games. It's a pretty decent rhythm game. I think
Hey,
you would
want one,
enjoy
fucking
that level.
Play Muse Dash. It's like $3.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's pretty much the end of it. Those were the games that I played a lot.
Yep.
Is like Persona, some rhythm games because that was nice, and then Pokemon.
You know, Terrell, actually, Matthew will get to your, like...
I played a lot of
stuff this year.
TF2, but that's to be expected.
Oh,
Of course you did.
if it's most played, then definitely fucking Dead by Daylight. Even though I'm really not playing it.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, most enjoyed, but
Yeah,
whatever. Terrell,
Yes.
you are the first-person shooter guy,
Oh.
and apparently you have a fetish for rhythm games. Have you played BPM?
I have not.
I will send you the Steam link whenever I think about it, because I'm not doing that shit tonight.
That's fine.
But it is a rhythm-based first-person shooter.
What the fuck?
Like, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's actually kind of cool. I am not really good with the timing.
Oh,
Plus
thanks.
also... Oh, look, Matthew already did it.
Thanks, Matthew. I've got to see this.
Yeah, I'm not the best at it yet. I mean, I've only played it for a little bit, plus timing and all that, plus also first-person shooter, which is not my, preferred genre. Lots of things are against me.
I've heard about this. Yeah, no, I've heard about this. I saw it on like one of those sleeper hit roundup videos. Like,
oh, I gotcha.
yeah, I've been meaning to actually like look into this because it's very similar to like Doom 2016 and like those style of FPSs, which are phenomenal games. But yeah,
it's a roguelike, so it's not like you have to really pay a ton of attention while you play. I mean, you obviously have to for the music.
I'm terrible
So
at
it's
roguelikes, but this may be a good one I can get behind.
Is it like a FPS Crypt of the Necrodancer?
It sounds like it.
Kind of. I mean, movement and all that is not controlled by
Okay.
the beat, but the shooting is. I want to say, if you completely fuck up the timing, your gun jams. And if you get spot on, you do extra damage. But I could be completely wrong.
No, it's the other way
you also
around.
get, like, yes, it's an anti-rhythm game. It's like golf.
The point is to not have
And I
fun.
want to say you have like a dash, and that's also affected by the music.
I am intrigued. You have piqued my interest, sir.
It's not. It doesn't look too expensive either. So
It's only $20.
Yeah, I'm
No.
gonna pick it up. Sure, fuck it. I just got paid.
Yeah, just because
I got
Like
my
I said,
Christmas
you're the first-person
check.
shooter guy, plus rhythm games.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
All right, so Matthew,
Most enjoyed?
top played this year.
I mean, I gotta give it to MGS4.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
elaborate.
I mean, I can't really get into it right now, but it's just MGS4's. You know, it's the one people don't like. It's my favorite. It's the trend I got.
Nanomachines, Old Snake, microwave butt.
I mean, it just
Microwave butt.
it should have ended at 4. I mean, he made Snake old for a reason. He wrapped up the story for a reason. Should have ended at 4. Fucking, I think it's got some of the best segments and also some of the worst segments. Fucking Act 3 is boring, and the second half is ridiculous. It's ridiculously
it's only
hard.
6 gigs too. Sorry.
You're good. I don't just Metal Gear Solid 3 definitely the better game, but 4 is my favorite. It was the first one that I touched, not beat, but it's the first one I touched, so it left kind of a lasting impression.
So I don't know, I fucked up a little bit when I played MGS4, but I finished. God, my MGS history is so weird. I want to say I beat 2, and then I beat 4.
Oh, I beat 1 and then beat 4.
Oh, so yeah, yours is about as fucked
Yeah.
up as mine. Yeah, that being said, though, I have not gone back to 4
Yeah.
since I have beaten all of the others, so I don't know how I would feel about everything still.
Yeah,
But
I
I
beat
mean, it was cool.
those like 2010, and then it took me till like 2015 to beat fucking 3, and then up until 2019 to beat 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like 2 just it evaded me for the longest time, and I was sleep deprived. It was after you beat fucking Solidus. I fell asleep a little bit during the codec. You know, it's a little. It's fine. 2's really good. I gotta replay it.
Yeah, I mean, 2 was my first, and 3, I really like 3, but I've had a really hard time going back to it.
There's
At some
there's
point,
so
though.
much gameplay in 3. It's just kind of like, and too much. Just calm down.
It is a little too much. Alright, so that was your probably most played game, or favorite
Yeah.
game, or I don't know how to fucking phrase that. For me, I want to say it would actually probably be The Binding of Isaac. I've been playing that a lot lately. I'm a little sick of it, just a little. But God, I mean, that game has so much content. I've put hundreds of hours into it across, like, Switch and PS4.
Oh,
and
I was
PC.
about to call you out. I was about to be like, well, on Steam you've only got 24.
Yeah, like the thing I play probably the least.
Hey,
Yeah,
you still put 24
like-
hours in.
Fair.
That's
But I mean,
more
for me,
than
though,
some.
for like my systems, for what I play, it goes like Xbox on the bottom, then PC, then probably PS4, and then Switch,
Yeah.
or maybe Switch and then PS4.
I mean-
whatever. Those are the top 2.
I mean,
Xbox
PC
and
is just
PC are
kind
the
of
bottom 2.
convenient because you could just be like, you know, rendering a video and then just be like, fucking play a light game.
Yeah, and that is kind of nice for it. But yeah, Binding of Isaac, oof, so many hours, so many. And also so you get a bunch of these, you know, different characters that you can play as, and I didn't realize that by playing them you unlock other things. So now I'm starting to play through as them, and I'm unlocking a lot more shit, and I'm like, oh my god, there's way too much.
Yeah. You just get burned out, like with me with Spider-Man. You're like, okay, I played you. I need to go away for a while.
Yeah, and I'll come back happily. I've been wanting like a different roguelike, so I've been playing 20XX, which is basically roguelike Mega Man X. So that's been cool. Yeah, no, I mean that's basically it. Any closing thoughts on this podcast?
We did not do good.
We struggle bust so hard.
either through
with
pure
everything.
laziness or either through laziness, circumstance, or creative drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2020 has been rough for us. We will be better. Maybe.
I honestly think
I don't know. Maybe.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
I think we need to take our approaches to if we're all getting to a point of like burnout, we should just accept that and take some time off because like we say and we joke, not a lot of people are watching, and if we want to keep enjoying it, we need to give ourselves the ability to breathe.
We need to let we need to let the podcast internet nobodies, take over. They got it.
Sons of bitches. Stealing the name that I've had forever.
Even though we technically stole it from them because we rebranded later.
But and then they came back, and guess what? They can suck a dick.
Now
we're
they
still
came
better.
back.
We're still better.
I do have to say, though, I think maybe an issue that we didn't foresee during the rebrand was overworking ourselves, because, man, doing realistically 2 videos a week and then a TGRS once every 3 weeks, that's a lot.
It doesn't seem like a lot.
But when you add in your full-time job, and then me and Matthew were both working night shifts through most of the big parts of the pandemic, and then I switched to having 2 part-time jobs plus this, it really we didn't take into the grand scope of this leaves us like actually very little time to both have lives, which we all do have, and also to make content that we personally enjoy and want to post.
You can't sacrifice like the things in your life for something that isn't going anywhere at the moment.
And we don't want to just throw stuff out, which we do anyway, but like we always feel bad. There's always that message of goddamn it.
Truck videos. Untitled.
Like you could tell, like when it's fucking rushed out, there's like that like air of regret.
Yeah.
That somehow the microphone's picked up.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, maybe for 2021 we should maybe focus on just like a video a week from each of us. Plus the TGRS, that might be a little bit easier to accomplish.
And if you want to do more, and you can, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, man, like thinking back on it, like essentially 4 shows a week, that was a lot.
And like if we were doing this,
if we had fucking money from YouTube, it would have been very easy.
If we were able to do this kind of, if we even had a production value to help offload some of the workload, and it's not that we can't do it, it's just that since it's not currently sustainable, it's like we can't give it that full spit and polish that we want it to have.
It. And if no one's watching it, it's like, well, why do I need to make it good? But at the same time,
and then you put it out and it's not good, and even though no one's seeing it, you feel
it needs to be good because it has to be good for people to tell other people and for it to start slowly rolling.
I do gotta admit, when I was working them night shifts at first, when that guy came in and he had actually seen the Super Monkey Ball video, it made my entire fucking week.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wish we had more of that.
Yeah.
But, fucking Monkey Ball is
Monkey Ball's magic, bro.
I know one thing I didn't foresee, which I really should have in retrospect, was trying to do Sasu reviews while also working in a hot sauce store. Like, that's a little much. Which in retrospect should have expected. I don't know, we'll come up with other things to do to help mitigate some of that. Like I mentioned before we started recording, maybe like tech reviews every so often or something.
That PS Vita review is pretty lonely.
It really is. It's that and the fixture review, and that's it.
Yeah, that Kansas review is pretty lonely too. James, we need another.
Actually,
Abandon your job.
I am going to be taking a trip out to Kansas, probably weather notwithstanding. Back out to Kansas.
You could
in,
do
like, 2
could
weeks.
do fucking Kansas fucking I can't say that word, can I? Pandemic DLC.
Pandemic is also one that is not exactly favorable by
Rona,
the algorithm.
It's fine. No one watches us anymore.
Rona,
It's
the
fine. It's
Ronies,
not in the first.
Corona.
It's not in the first 30 seconds. It's fine.
I hope you don't get the Ronies.
You better.
All
You
right,
better fucking quarantine when you get back.
Okay, what do you guys think we're actually going to be doing out there?
I don't care. You left the state. Quarantine, you fucker.
Well, no, because I still have to work.
No, I will. I will tell them no. I will tell them no. You left the state, and now you've made the dum-dums.
First off, Pepper Palace doesn't care. Second
No,
of all,
I know they don't
I
care.
I flew back from Tennessee, and I went right to work.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. All we're gonna be doing is we're gonna eat fucking Spangles and we're gonna hang out in the hotel. That is all we're doing.
Why are you going?
For Spangles.
Spangles? And actually, I do kind of want to do a review of Spangles. So
Foodie review.
watch out for that.
The Chomp is going Kansas.
You're gonna have.
I mean, it won't be Chomp.
You're gonna have to smuggle it back. So
Just-
for you
just-
and McGee.
No, just do a Chomp. Do a Chomp without me. I planned to do one without you.
Oh no, it's gonna be like a TGRS video. There's gonna be some production value to it.
We fucking made a whole thing for this.
And you're just gonna break the mold.
Well, I mean, it'll still be on Friday, but it's not gonna be Chomp.
You're a fucking asshole.
Jesus Christ, you can tell it's 1 a.m. for all of us.
Maybe.
Whoa.
Get over it.
We have been doing this for 2 hours and
37 minutes.
Almost 40 minutes.
Well, 3 minutes if you count the pre-record,
Shut the fuck up.
or 3 hours.
Shut,
Oh god.
Just.
This is what happens when your hosts don't actually meet up except for 2 times throughout the year.
Yep.
So I'm
Yeah, we should
really
do this
excited for
more.
this kind of Resident Evil idea. Because I think it would be very entertaining.
Well, we'd have to meet up and do it because I don't think it'd be the same if we were just screen sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We may have to screen
So, I
share,
mean-
but
Well, I mean,
At
I know
least
I talked
some.
about us doing DMC Power Hour when we had a studio.
the thing is, do we really want to wait for this idea?
That'll be a long
mean,
time.
no,
Because
I
we could
feel-
always redo things. We have the we have the electric
genuine-
boogaloos.
I feel like genuine human interaction that isn't horrible to create some fucking TGRS videos when you just want to kill yourself. I feel like that might be appealing to more people.
I do think something that we really should crack down on in 2021 is more podcast style videos.
You said
I
that last
agree.
year.
I know, I said it. That's why I said we should crack down on it.
Instead of do it.
Because honestly, they're easy enough to do.
It's literally
Like,
jump
we
in a
just need
call,
to do it.
record, shoot the shit.
Yeah. Unless you're fucking Matthew and you fucking delete your stream or whatever.
What? What do you mean?
Your Audacity, you
That. I got you.
yeah. But no, I mean, it's easy enough to do. We should do it more. Same with the book club. That'd be easy enough to do. Anyways, though, I guess that's enough just talking
Yeah.
about
Things that probably won't
the
happen.
state of the channel. No, we should. We should. It's easy enough.
That's what they all say.
Speaking of Matthew, when's that next LP video going out?
You know, That is the question.
Yeah, Luigi is still hanging out in the mansion looking for his
Dude,
brother.
that demoralized me having to fucking restart.
Wait, you had to restart?
Well, because I didn't want to just fucking because the whole part 2 was frozen halfway through.
Oh no.
So, and I only had the one, Luigi's Mansion. You pick a save file, you stick to it,
Yeah.
and
Yikes.
that happened. And at first, it's because I died on the inside, and then after a while, I just got lazy.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned the fact that, like Euro Truck Simulator hasn't had, proper titles. But yeah, I feel like we all hit the lazy bug. Especially when it comes to LPs. I mean, doing metadata on LPs, because you're doing so many at once, is so boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, alright, gotta type out the title. Oh, part 4.
Yeah.
Oh, description. Oh.
Boy.
Y'all never. You remember the Watch Dogs LP? I fucking
Oh.
quit so hard on that one.
Remember my Ocarina of Time LP?
Oh no.
That's a throwback.
Oh, rubies.
Deep cut YouTube. Leave subscribe if you get those references.
They won't.
Rubies.
Even if we had like 15 million subscribers and they came back and watched this old ass video, they still wouldn't know.
And then there would be that one guy who comments.
I know.
I
And he's
know.
lying. And he's lying.
And we're like, do you know? Quote us the video.
Yeah, quote fucking the best part about fucking Let's Replay Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Part 4.
Quote me Wind Waker. Quote me Wind Waker. Quote me trying
Am
to
I
read
the only
Wind
one out of
Waker.
the three of us that has not done like a Zelda LP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back when me and Matthew
Maybe-
were trying to be LP channels with
Oh my
Gmod
God.
and all kinds of other shit.
I still want to be. That urge is still there. That childlike urge.
Well, push that urge towards Internet Nobodies.
But I'm lazy.
I'm gonna clap
Yeah.
your ass cheeks.
I'll do it.
Colonel.
Okay, let's fucking go before we drag this out any fucking further.
Okay.
I needed to pee fucking 20 minutes ago.
Dude, that's like an entire generation of mood.
Dude, I mean, if you just keep holding on to it, that means by the time you
James,
end up
I'm-
peeing, it's going to be like orgasmic.
No, it actually hurts after a while. I would know. I've held one in for fucking over 8 hours.
That's grounds for like a UTI.
Yeah, and I didn't get one, but it hurt. Your balls like shrivel up into you, and it's a pain. It's the worst experience I've ever experienced,
Does
and
that
I'd hate
mean
to do it
pee-
again.
Does that mean pee is indeed stored in the balls?
No, but it starts backing up in there.
For how much you're talking, it doesn't really seem like you want to pee, because I'm postponing doing the outro because you just keep talking about peeing.
Shut the fuck up, James, and just roll the outro, you motherfucker.
James, before we roll the outro.
Matt, if you guys want to take over and do a power hour, have your fucking pleasure.
Alright, we'll do the outro. Put Terrell out of his misery.
Okay.
Wait, is he gone? Oh, he's actually gone.
He's either okay. No, he's either being quiet or he fucking left. Let's just pretend we know he's here. So let's just keep going.
So anyways, how about that weather?
Yeah, that weather. It's been pretty all over the place.
According to my phone, it is flurries right now.
Like a McFlurry?
Ooh, that sounds really good at the moment.
I mean, they're open, but I doubt the machine works.
Oh, it never works. Aaliyah and we went to Sonic because she really wanted a milkshake. And even though we were there like 3 hours before close, they're like, yeah, we already shut down the ice cream machine.
Why?
It's like, are you fucking serious? I don't know. And then we went to the McDonald's because she's like, well, at least I can get like a McFlurry. And McDonald's, this one that's open for 24 hours, is like, oh no, it shuts down just randomly. It's like, then why are you open?
They serve more than just fucking ice cream.
Well, they don't sell fucking breakfast all day anymore, so they're not open for that bullshit.
That's like going.
It's like,
that'd
no,
be.
why are you open?
That'd be like if like there was a Cold Stone that was open 24 hours ago. You're like, hey, can I get some fucking chicken tenders? Oh wait, you don't have chicken tenders? Why the fuck are you open? Like,
Thing is, Cold Stone doesn't sell chicken tenders. If they did, then that'd be another story. But no, McDonald's sells fucking bullshit all day long. Like, oh, shitty hamburgers. Oh, chicky nuggies, which are somewhat decent if you dip them in enough hot sauce.
Oh yeah, no, they're
then they
absolutely
have
fantastic.
Dude,
what did I miss?
McRib,
Did you
no
guys
Mc-
actually end?
no McRib after 12 a.m. What the fuck?
I muted myself. I yelled into the microphone because he scared me. We're complaining about food. But anyways, so fucking McDonald's, like, for a few hours out of the day, they sell the best food that they carry, the breakfast food. And then they have the ice
From
cream.
4 a.m.
The rest of it is
to
not
10 a.m.
fucking worth it. Yeah, the rest of it is not worth it. It's like, why are you open for this if your ice cream machine is not going to be open?
Yeah,
To get you to pity buy something, you're in the drive-thru. You can't escape.
yeah.
That happened to me. Because they stopped doing the all-day breakfast because of COVID or some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And I pull up and I'm like, can I get like 2 Egg McMuffins? They're like, no, we don't do all-day breakfast anymore. I'm like, oh, can I get some chicky nuggies? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay,
You said it.
thanks. Because I'm an adult.
chicken nuggets, please?
Please, kissy my poo-poo.
I can't.
Get some
I
chicken
can't
nuggies.
tell if you're just trying to say boo boo, but keep saying a P instead of a B, or if you're just really into some
No.
weird shit.
No, he's into some weird shit.
Well, yes, but that's notwithstanding to what I am saying. I am, in fact, saying poo-poo. All right, well, now that Terrell's back, we can end this.
So you guys did keep going. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did. Well, honestly, at first we didn't even know if you left or not. We thought
Well, yeah,
you were just
because
fucking
we
with us.
because we were just like, did you leave? And then I saw your fucking mic, like, you know, turn on the green thing, and I'm like, nah, he's probably just being quiet or whatever.
Nah, bitch.
You really should have taken the microphone into the bathroom with you.
That's not how this works.
Fucking Aaron vibes, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, let's wrap this
Anyways,
shit up.
yep, we're wrapping it up now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please let us know down below. Please leave your top 2020 games down below as well, so we can ignore the comments like we normally do.
Hey, we do not. We do not.
We're actually not bad about that.
That's because we don't get any.
Yes, when we get one, we're like,
And then it's one of us, so
Gotta
we're just
change
like,
it now.
God damn it.
Yeah, we DM each other like, did you see that comment?
like, oh yeah, that was me. Oh, well, son of a bitch. That being said, we shouldn't be talking about this, but we should comment on the videos more because interaction. Anyways, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We would grossly appreciate it, especially because we went up 6 subs last year.
And then they've come crumbling down.
What happened to the 1,000 subs by the end of 2019?
The fact that he said the end of the 1,000 subs by the end of 2020 made it not so.
All right, so 15 subs by the end of
There we
2021.
go.
Got it.
And now it's gonna come true.
Oh, it skips years. On odd-numbered years, it comes true.
Odd number years are good for Nintendo, and that's been proven ever since the Switch came out.
That's true. Maybe we're going to have an odd-number year.
That would be nice.
Anyways, thank you again, and we will see you all in the next one, which might be sooner.
Or next year.
Or next
Or
year.
next year.
Definitely next year.
I mean, it is our annual podcast.
Yeah.
Definitely next year.